and reference it along the way if you would like.
You can,
Yes, we can see it still. Okay, awesome. For those of you who don't know me, for those of you who do know, I'll give you a really quick.
So welcome to Instagram
story
for real estate agents.
A little bit of background about me.
I'm gonna
Mariah,
record this so that you guys can go back and reference it.
Both my parents were elementary teachers. I went to school on a soccer
scholarship.
Yes, you can see it still.
Quickly went into the education
route
myself. I got
for those of you who don't know me, for those of you who do know, I'll give you a master's
really
degree
quick
in education.
story.
I taught elementary school for 15 years. Mariah, and during that time, both my parents were
after my husband and I bought our first home about 18 years ago, I looked at my husband and I'm like,
quickly went
I'm getting
into
my
the education route myself.
I got my
third grade,
and you love teaching kindergarten,
undergrad,
I know,
and my master's degree
I've
in
got to figure out a way
education.
to
I
implement
taught elementary school for 15 years.
somehow.
And
So
during
I
that
get my real estate
time,
license.
I'm a secret agent
After
for
my husband
years
and I
and
bought
years
our
and
first
years.
home
Nobody
about
even knows I
18
have a
years
real
ago.
estate
I looked at
license.
my husband
I
and
my
I'm like,
license
Eric,
with a small
I'm getting my real estate license.
boutique
He's like,
brokerage. I'm
what?
given a box
But you
of
love
business
teaching
cards.
third
Wish
grade
good
and you love
luck, and
teaching
that was kind of
kindergarten.
that.
I know,
Years
but
later,
I've got to figure out a way to
told a friend who then told another friend, and I ended up landing my first listing. And I was
so
like,
I get my real estate license.
Cool. Is this how
I'm
it
a
happens?
secret agent
And
for
years and years and years.
Nobody even knows I have a real estate license.
Continue to
I
happen. We lived in San Diego.
Boutique brokerage. I'm given a box of business cards.
My husband actually took a job in San Diego. We ended up in San Diego for 15 years.
Told a friend who then told another friend,
and I ended up landing my first listing.
Oh, Mariah teaches third grade.
Oh, and she sells houses. So if you want to sell your house or whatever,
and so
continue to happen. We lived in San Diego, a handful of deals.
But in San Diego,
my husband actually took a job in San Diego.
You know what I mean? So it was like, it was a great supplemental thing to my community career.
And then people just knew,
I realized,
Mariah teaches third grade.
Oh,
and
fun.
she sells houses.
We ended up buying an investment property here in Utah.
Sell your house or whatever. And
so
during COVID, we ended up moving into the investment property. A handful of deals.
Ended up coming here.
I looked at my husband. I have my Utah teaching license also.
It was a great supplemental thing to my
was thinking about getting my real estate license here in Utah, but I wasn't sure. This is so much fun.
I was like,
we ended up buying an investment property here in Utah.
Well, pick one.
And
don't do both
during
again.
COVID, we ended up moving into the investment property.
I thought,
we ended up coming here. I
dive
into
real estate.
I have my Utah teaching license also.
So I got my real estate license.
And was thinking about getting a real estate license here in Utah.
Woke up one day and I was like,
I
have my real estate license.
So I
and I'm a mom of four.
At the time, my twins were 5 years old.
Like, don't do both again. Like, that's just crazy. Like, it's just
7 years old, and then I had a 10-year-old.
And I just remember
diving
into
real estate.
Okay,
let's
how
do
do people
it.
actually like really build a business?
So I got my real estate license
back in San Diego. My next door neighbor.
Then
I woke up one day and I was like, I have my real estate
company,
license, and I'm a mom of four.
And the soap company that she ended up building,
my twins were
5 years old.
Social media.
So I remember thinking like, well, she can
like
sell
soap
soap
on
on
Instagram.
Instagram. I had a 10-year-old.
I'm sure it would work for houses.
Okay, and that's where actually like really build a business came about.
And back in San Diego, my next door neighbor actually shared a fence with.
Honestly, I think
soap company,
whether it's
and the soap
whether
company
you decide to
lean
heavily into Instagram,
social media,
YouTube,
so I remember thinking
TikTok,
well, if she
LinkedIn,
can
like sell soap on Instagram, whatever it is,
I'm sure it would
all
work
of
for
it
houses,
works.
and
all
that's
of it
where
works. Instagram came about
just
for
depending on
me.
how much you want to lean into it.
So, and honestly,
the first thing we're going to talk about is optimizing your Instagram
whether
profile.
you decide to lean heavily into
Second
Instagram,
is scheduling the content,
YouTube,
how I do
TikTok,
that, and then the algorithm
LinkedIn,
cheat sheets
Facebook
that
groups,
I have for that.
Whatever it is,
all
so
of it
and
works.
each of these
all of it
you're
works,
going to get at the
and
end.
It's just depending on
how
much
I can
you
send
want
them
to
to you
lean
as
into
well. So, but you will all
the first thing we're going to talk about is optimizing your Instagram
for
profile.
each of these things.
Second is scheduling the content, how I do that,
and then the algorithm cheat sheet.
All right,
I have for that.
First thing we're going to talk about optimizing your Instagram
you're going to get, and we're going to talk about
8 quick
tips.
I will email them to you,
or
I can send them to you as well.
But
all
you
of your
will all
be
get
different.
a copy
where
of
you're at.
handouts
you
for
might
each of these
might have
things.
all of this, but
and
I
then
feel like
you'll
it's
get
super good to just start from the basics. You can tell I talk fast. First thing we're going to talk about
kind of
optimizing
your Instagram
and while we're
profile,
doing it,
and we're going to talk about
since Instagram's
quick
down,
tips.
you can't do like an audit right
some
now.
Of you guys,
but like I said,
these things,
all of your
as
levels
we go through and just kind of
where you're
audit
at
your own account.
Some of you
like,
do I have this? Do I have this?
But
I feel like it's super good to just start from the basics.
All of these things.
You can tell I talk fast.
And so
first
thing
kind of run
is
through
your profile
and
picture.
while we're doing
it,
having a profile picture
down,
you can't do like an audit right now.
But
first
think
impressions
about these
matter.
things.
Have something that's
we go
clear enough
through and just
kind
not
of like
audit your own account. Like,
tiny,
do I have
if it's
this?
you
Do I
and
have this?
somebody
Can
else,
I,
or if it's a
implement
logo
this?
or whatever you
And
have
all
something
these things will help
something that's big.
It.
So first thing
enough
is
so
your
people
profile
can
recognize.
recognize
We all know
having a
I've told
profile
the story
picture
before.
that
I
can
don't know
have
if
a
you've heard
picture
of your
here.
face
First impressions matter.
over
Have something
Thanksgiving.
that's clear
I'm
enough.
walking and
That's
helping
not
this
like
couple of little
itty
kids that
bitty
were,
tiny. If it's you,
you know,
and
they were
somebody
whining,
else,
they were
or if it's a
tired,
logo
and
or whatever,
all
you
of a
want to
sudden,
have
like,
somebody like
start talking to the
something
mom,
that's
and she looks
big,
at me, she's like, you
enough
look
so
so
people can
familiar.
recognize.
And I'm telling you,
your account.
this
I've told the
happens
story before. I don't know if you've heard it
all the
here.
time now.
I was in the airport
everywhere
over
I go, people look at me
Thanksgiving.
and they're like, I'm
Have we
walking
met
and helping
before?
this
You
couple of
look
little
so
kids that were,
familiar.
you know, they were
never
whining, they were
happened to me
tired
in my entire
and
life.
all of
I
a
am
sudden, like,
43 years
start
old,
talking to the mom, and she looks at me,
this
she's like,
now has
you look
started
so familiar.
happening.
And I'm telling you,
multiple times.
this
Everywhere I
happens
go, you look
all
so familiar. Have we
the
met? Do I
time
know you
now.
from somewhere?
I'm telling
Everywhere
you,
I
it's
go,
through
people look at
social
me and
media.
they're like, have
So
we met
have
before?
you
Like,
look
have
so
some
familiar.
kind of picture, have some
This
kind
has
of whatever.
never happened
that,
to me in my
entire life.
that
I am 43
represents
years
you.
old.
That's something that's
and
current enough
this now
so that
has
people
started
can see
happening
you.
multiple
Thing,
times a week.
bio
Everywhere I go,
and
you look so
contact
familiar.
info.
Have we met?
So
Do I know
some
you
of the
from
most
somewhere?
important things,
I'm telling
and
you,
again,
it's through
you
social
might have
media.
this on yours.
So have
if
a,
you do,
like,
great,
have some
then
kind
just
of
kind of
picture, have
you
some
know,
kind of whatever.
go through
that
on here.
that
You're gonna want your
represents
name
you. That's
as,
something that's
you know, this
current
first
enough
part here,
so
and
that
you
people
want to
can
have
see
where
you.
you sell real
Second
estate,
thing,
where you
bio
sell real
and
estate,
contact
and
info.
like what
So
you do,
some of the
and
most
your
important
name.
things. And again,
Second
you
thing,
might
if you
have
don't
this
have a
on
business
yours.
account or
If
a
you
creator
do,
account,
great,
you're
then
going to
just
want
kind
to
of,
set up a
you know,
business account or
go
a creator
through.
account, because you will
On
get
here,
all of those
you're gonna want your
analytics
name
as
that
you'll
you
be
know,
able to
this
have
first part
access
here,
to.
and you want to have
The
where
next
you
thing,
sell real estate.
brief
Where you
little
sell real
things
estate
about who
and
you
like
are.
what you do.
If you're able to
and your
have like a
name.
little emoji in
Second
there
thing,
or
if you don't
something,
have a
that's
business
always
account
good.
or a creator
And
account, you're going to
hashtags.
want
Now,
to
I
set
know a
up
lot
a
of people
business
are like,
account
why,
or a creator
a
account
hashtag?
because you
will
don't
get
have a
all of those
hashtag
analytics
in
your
bio
that you'll be able
that
to have
the
access to.
hashtag will help people
The next
to
thing,
find you,
brief
to
little
find you more
things
easily.
about
So
who you
for
are.
me,
If you're able
since
to
I have a
have
real
like a
estate
little
license in
emoji
California
in
and
there
in
or
Utah,
something,
I have
that's always
hashtag
good.
California and
Hashtags.
hashtags.
Now,
So
I know
if
a lot
you
of people are
have
like,
a
why
location
hashtag
for
if
yours,
you don't
it's
have a
easier to
hashtag
find as
in
well.
your
And
bio,
if you're able to keep
the
your
hashtag
characters
will
so
help
it doesn't
people to
spill
find
over
you,
to like the next
to find you
line
more
where
easily.
it's just
So
like
for me,
bullet point,
since I have a
bullet
real
point,
estate license in
bullet
California
point, right?
and
So
in
it's
Utah,
easy
I
to
have
read
hashtag
so
California,
that
hashtag
people's
Utah. So
initial
if you have
snapshot
a
of you
location
is
for
you know,
yours,
these are
it's
the
easier to find
highlights
as well.
And then
And if you're able to keep
last
your
but not
characters
least, so
having
it doesn't
a
spill over to
having
like
a
the
place
next
where they
line
can
where
reach
it's
you,
just like
having a link to
bullet
either your
point,
website,
bullet point,
to
bullet
link
point,
tree,
right? So it's
to
easy
your
to read
stand store,
so that
whatever it is,
people's
have a way that
initial
they can get
snapshot
in touch
of
with
you is, you know,
okay?
these are the
highlights.
links,
And then
can, like I said, can
last
include
but
your
not
website,
least,
link tree,
having
stand store,
a
milkshake,
having
bio
a place where they
site,
can reach
could
you.
even be a Google
Having a link
form
to either your
I've coached
website,
some different
to
link tree
builders
to
on
your
this
stand
too, where
store. Some of the
whatever
general
it is,
contractors here in
have a
Utah
way
have
that
come to
they
me
can
and
get
said,
in
"Hey,
touch with
can
you.
you like?"
Okay?
And I've been
So,
doing like one-on-one coaching with some of
links
them.
can,
And
like I said,
a lot of
can
them
include your
don't
website,
have any
link
way
tree,
to get a hold
stand
of them.
store,
So same thing for
milkshake,
you.
bio site.
Make sure
it could even be a
that
Google
there
form.
is a way.
I've coached some different
builders
for your
on
clients
this
to be
too,
able to
where
get a hold
some of the
of
general
you.
contractors here in
Questions
Utah
so
have come to
far?
me and said, "Hey, can you like?" And I've been doing like one-on-one coaching with some of them. And a lot of them
keep moving on.
don't have any way to get a hold
Step
of them.
3.
So same
And
thing
again,
for
these
you.
are 8 steps
Make
that
sure
just take a
that
look at
there
real
is
quick
a
on
way
yours.
for your
Content highlights.
for your
These
clients to be able
showcase
to
your
get a
best
hold
and like
of you.
relevant work.
Questions so
My
far?
branding all has to do with, you know, something yellow. And you can get these, create your highlight covers
keep
in
moving on.
Canva. You already
Step
might
3,
have that.
and again, these are 8
Canva,
steps
you can
that
just
you
type
just
in
take a
highlight
look at real
covers
quick on
and
yours.
you can create your own
Content
content
highlights.
very easy.
These
And
showcase your best
it's
and
not
like
free, then you can do
relevant
the
work.
pro version. And I
My
think it's
branding
$100
all has
a
to do
year
with, you know, something
for
yellow.
Canva.
I think it just
and
keeps it
you
all
can get
nice,
these,
neat,
create your highlight
uniform,
covers in Canva.
and looking
You
good for
already
that.
might have that.
Next thing,
Canva,
step
you
number
can
4.
just type in highlight
Consistent
covers,
branding.
and
And
you can create
this
your
is
own
one of those
for
things
free,
with
very
consistent
easy
branding,
if it's
where
not free, then you can do
a
the
lot
pro
of
version.
I've
I think
had
it's $100
people
a
in
year
all different
for
realms
Canva
that
but
I've been
I think it
coaching.
just
Some
keeps
in
it
like
all
lifestyle
nice,
and fitness,
uniform.
others, like I said,
And looking good
builders,
for that.
contractors, real
Next
estate
thing, agents.
Step number 4.
And one of the things that I
Consistent
noticed
branding.
the
And
most
this is one of those
when
things
you
with consistent
like when you're
branding,
building your
where
Instagram account.
a lot of,
I always say
I've had
go to 5
people
accounts
in
that
all
really
different
resonate
realms
with you. Go to
that
5
I've been
accounts that you're like,
coaching,
some
love
like
this,
lifestyle and
love
fitness,
this,
right? Others, like I
and
said,
builders,
figure out like
contractors,
what it is
real
about
estate
that
agents
style that you like.
And one of the things
and
that I
just
noticed
keep
the
it
most
consistent
is
with
when
like
you
the
are
way
built,
it
like
looks
when you're
visually,
building your Instagram
and there's
account,
something
I always
about
say
like
go to
and
5
again, it
accounts
doesn't
that really
always have resonate
that
with
way.
you. Go to 5
But
accounts that
if
you're like,
you're pretty
love this,
consistent
love
with
this,
your
love this,
branding,
right?
right?
One day you're
And
talking about
figure out
your kids
like,
going to
what it
prom, and
is
then the next
about
day you're
that
showing like
style
a
that you
beautiful
like.
home, like,
And
the
just
picture of your kids
keep
going to
it
prom,
consistent
that might be
with, like,
good
the
to
way
put
it
like
looks
on a
visually.
story of like
And there's
behind the
something
scenes
about,
sort of
like,
thing,
and
but
again,
maybe
it doesn't
not
always
right
have to be
on
that way.
your posts
But
and your
if you're pretty
what you're
consistent
looking at
with
right
your
there. So a
branding,
lot
like
of
if
things,
one day you're
I
talking
just have the
about
pretty
your
stuff
kids going to
mostly
prom, and then the
on
next
my
day you're showing
account.
like a beautiful
And then if
home,
you like take a look
the
behind
picture
the
of your kids going
scenes
to prom,
on my stories,
that
you're
might
gonna see
be
my
good
kids
to
doing my
put, like,
hair
on
in
a
here. You're gonna
story
see
of,
my
like,
daughter
behind
wearing
the scenes
pajamas
sort
that are
of
too
thing,
small. You're
but
gonna
maybe
see
not
the snowball
right
fight. Like you're
on
gonna
your
see all the
posts
stuff
and
like
your
behind the curtains,
what you're looking at
but
right there. So a lot of
aesthetically
things pleasing.
I just have the pretty
Try to
stuff
stay consistent
mostly
with
on my
whatever
account.
your
And
branding
then if
style
you
is.
take a look behind the scenes
All right.
on my stories, you're gonna
Step
see my
number
kids
5,
doing my hair in
engaging
here. You're gonna see
content
my
and
daughter
captions.
wearing pajamas
So
that
we
are
all
too
know
small.
this,
You're gonna
and
see
one of
the
the
snowball
things
fight.
is
Like you're
if
gonna see all the stuff like behind the curtains
that people are able to
aesthetically
respond to.
pleasing. I've
Try to
actually
stay
been more
consistent
purposeful
with
whatever
for
your branding
probably
style
the
is.
last 2 years.
All right.
I just post content.
Step
I'm
number
not really
5,
asking for
engaging
feedback.
content
I'm not
and
asking for
captions.
whatever.
So we all know
And
this. And
this
one
past
of the
year, my
things is
account
if
has
you're
grown a
able
lot
to
more,
create content
and
that people
I'm
are
pretty
able
sure
to respond
it's
to,
because
I've
of
actually
this.
been more
Incorporating
purposeful
clear
for calls to action.
probably the last 2
Like,
years.
drop a heart
I just
below
post
if
content.
this resonates
I'm not
with
really
you.
asking for
Comment
feedback.
yes
I'm
if
not
this is your
asking for
style.
whatever.
And
And
whatever
this
that
past
is,
year, my account
making
has
sure
grown
there's
a
more
lot more,
engagement, and the more engagement
I'm
you
pretty
have,
sure
the
it's
more
because
that your
of
posts
this,
will be
incorporating
clear calls
pushed
to
out.
action.
And it's actually
Like,
really funny. A lot of
drop a
times
heart
on Instagram,
below if
like
this
when
resonates
I'm going
with you.
through to like comment
Comment
yes
yes if
pages,
this is your
Instagram
style.
is suggesting
My
whatever
page
that
to
is,
me,
making
which
sure
is
there's more
crazy, right?
engagement.
So,
And the more engagement
like all of
you
it, because
have,
it
the
starts
more
recognizing
that
the
your
content that you
posts will
like.
be,
So
you know,
all the content that I
pushed
like
out,
are pages
and
that
it's
are
actually
almost
really
just
funny.
like
A lot of
mine.
times
And
on
so what it starts
Instagram,
doing is
like
it
if
starts
when I'm
feeding
going
you
through to like
those
comment on people's
pages that
pages,
you like. And
Instagram
this is actually really
suggesting
interesting.
my page
To
me.
I mentioned that
which
I
is
taught third
crazy,
grade,
right?
For,
So
actually I taught third grade
like
for
all
10
of
years
because it
and
starts recognizing
one
the
of my
content that you
third
like.
grade
So
all the
parents
content that I like are
just
pages that are
DM'd
almost
me
just
this
like
week,
mine.
and
so
she's
what it
like,
starts doing
and
is it
I
starts
had her
feeding
daughter
you
about 15
those
years
pages
ago
that
in third
you like.
grade.
And this
She
is actually
DMs me,
really
she's
interesting.
like, OMG,
I mentioned that I
Mrs.
taught third grade
Koehle.
for
All
actually
of
I
a
taught
sudden,
third grade
she's
for
like,
10
I was
years.
looking through my
And
account and
one of my
Instagram,
third grade,
you know, suggested
parents
your feed
just
to
DM'd
me
she's
this
like,
week.
I
And
had
she's like,
no
and
idea.
I
like,
had
you
her
know,
daughter
I've moved
about
states.
15
I
years
haven't
ago
talked to
in
her
third
in
grade.
15 years.
She
like,
DMs me and
she's
she's
like, I
like,
had no idea. This is,
OMG,
you know,
Mrs.
the direction that you end
Koehle.
up going. Like, this
All
is
of
so
a sudden,
exciting.
she's
How
like, I
fun.
was looking through
But
my
all
account
this
and
to say,
Instagram,
like, the
you know,
engagement,
suggested
the
your
captions,
feed
going back
to
to
me.
branding.
She's like, I
staying
had
consistent
no
with that.
idea.
It's
Like,
going
to
to
start
I've moved
pushing it
states.
out to
I
your
haven't talked to
ideal
her in
client.
15
And
years.
she was
like,
one of those room
she's like,
parents
I
where I'm
had
like,
no
I
idea.
love
This
like
is,
she
you
was
know,
one of those
the
ones where I'm
direction
like,
that
oh
you
my
end
gosh,
up going.
she
Like, this
is
is
so
so
exciting,
great.
how
And she would
fun.
be
But
one of my ideal
all this
clients.
to say, like,
So
the engagement,
the
step
captions,
number 5,
going back
where
to branding,
get
content. This is something that
with
people
that,
ask
it's
all the
going to
time.
start
When
pushing
I
it
first
out
moved
to
here
your
to
ideal
Utah,
clients.
I didn't
And
know
she was one
anybody.
of those room parents where I'm like,
Didn't have any
love,
connections.
like,
I didn't
she
have
was
a
one of those
sphere
ones
of
where I'm like, oh
influence.
my gosh, she
Literally,
is just
we had
so
bought
great,
this
and she would be
house that I'm
one of my
in right
ideal
now
clients.
as an investment property. We
So,
had no plans on
step
living here.
number
We were
5,
using it as an
where
Airbnb.
to get
And
content.
so
This
this
is
is
something
something
that
that
people
people
ask
ask
all
all
the
the
time.
time. COVID,
When
we
I
came
first
here
moved here
just
to
to
Utah,
stay for a couple of weeks.
I didn't know
a couple of weeks
anybody.
has now turned into 3.5
didn't have any
years.
connections.
We
I
don't
didn't
have any
a
plans
sphere
to
of
leave. We love it
influence.
here. Literally,
But
we had
when
bought
we
this
moved here,
this
I had
house
no
that I'm
idea
in right
even where to
now
start getting
as an
content.
investment
So,
property. We had
guess
no
what I did
plans
on
on living here.
I
We
would
were
tell my,
using it
like,
as an Airbnb
in between
and
games
so
and stuff. I
the
tell
idea
Eric,
when
I
we
was like, hey,
came
Eric,
during COVID,
I'm
we
gonna go
came
check out
here
a couple
just
of
to
open
stay for a
houses,
couple of
and I'm
weeks,
just gonna
a
like
couple
shoot
of
some
weeks
videos.
has
And
now
she's like,
turned
okay,
into
great.
3.5 years.
And this,
We don't
I
have
just
any
started
plans to
doing
leave. We love it
over
here.
and
over and over and
But
over.
when we
Same
moved
thing
here, I had
goes
no
model
idea even
homes,
where to start
parade
getting
homes,
content.
touring
So,
homes with clients,
guess what I
spec
did on the
homes.
weekends? I would
talk
talk
to
to like,
builders. A lot of
in
times
between games and
builders,
stuff. I'd tell
you'd be
Eric, I was like, hey,
surprised.
Eric,
They
I'm gonna go
love
check out
for
a
you to
couple of open
showcase their
houses,
work.
and I'm
So
just gonna like shoot some videos.
call
He's
them,
like, okay,
talk to
great.
them. There's gonna be a lot that say no, but there's gonna be some that say yes too.
and over
And that's
over
how I've
over.
gotten into a
Same
lot of
thing
the
goes
homes
is just
model
asking
homes,
the builders,
parade
hey,
homes,
I'd love to
touring homes
showcase
with
your work on my
clients,
Instagram
spec
page. Would you
homes.
be interested in
Talk
me
to
touring your
builders.
house?
A lot of times
Sometimes they say
builders,
yes, and sometimes
you'd be
they say no.
surprised.
So
They
and
love
then
for
you
you
can
to
always
showcase their
create
work. So call them, talk to them. there's gonna be a lot that say no, but there's gonna be some that say yes too.
all of those.
And that's how I've
haven't gotten
into a lot of
into
the
that
homes,
much,
is
but
just
I know a lot
asking
of
the builders,
people
hey,
in my group
I'd love to
have
showcase your work
and
on
have
my
had a lot of
Instagram page.
success
Would you
with
be
that.
interested in me touring your
Number
house?
6,
Sometimes they say yes,
consistent
and
posting
sometimes they say
schedule.
no.
Now,
So
a lot of
and then you can
hear
always
consistency
create
over and over and over again.
I'm telling you though,
content
figure
on
out your
Canva,
schedule
like
and
carousel
stick to it.
posts and all of those.
When I
haven't
first
gotten
started,
into
I
that
was like,
much,
I wonder
but
if
I
I
know a
can
lot
post
of people
consistently
in my
for a
group
week.
have, and
And
have
I
had
did
a
it for
lot
a
of
week.
success.
And then I was like, I wonder if I could do it for 2 weeks. And
Number
it was kind of
6,
like this just like challenge,
consistent
right?
posting
Of like,
schedule.
what would
Now,
happen if I did
a
it
lot of
for a
times
week? What would happen if I did it for 2
over
weeks
and
or
over and
3
over
weeks,
again,
right?
And
Once you get it, not saying you have to post every day,
stick to it.
but I think figuring out your
when I
goals
first
for
started, I was
Instagram
like, I wonder
will
if
really
you can
help
post
you to
consistently
figure
for a
out
week.
how I did
often
it for
you
a
wanna
week.
post
And then
or
I was
how
like, I
much
wonder
you
if I
wanna
could do it for
post.
2 weeks.
And
And it was kind of like
really
this just like
just
challenge,
stay
right? Of
consistent
like,
with it.
what
People
would
ask
happen
all
if I
the
did
time,
it
like, what
for
kind
a
of
week?
scheduling
What would happen
apps
if I
do I
did it for 2
use?
weeks?
How
How
do
do
I,
I, right?
how
And
do I
once you get
post
it,
it?
not saying you have to
I
post every
bought,
day,
like, some of those
but I
apps
think
before,
figuring out
for
your
whatever
goals
reason,
for
none of them
Instagram
have
will
ever
really help
worked
you
for
to
me.
figure out
And I go
how
back
often
to
you
a
want to
very
post or how much
easy
you want to
Google
post.
Doc.
And really just stay consistent with it. People ask all the
I'm
time,
gonna
like,
give you
what
a
kind of
copy of it,
scheduling
and
apps
we'll
do I
kind of walk
use? How
through
do
what
I,
that looks like.
it is
How do I
literally just a
post it?
table I have set up on
bought, like,
Google
some of
Docs,
those apps before,
and I
for whatever
just
reason,
write the
none of them
different
have
things
ever
on
really
it.
worked for me.
And
I
let
go
me
back to a very easy Google
switch
Doc.
my screen
And
here real quick.
I
Will
and
end up,
I'm gonna stop
I'm gonna
sharing
give you
this.
a copy of it and we'll kind of walk
And I'm
through
gonna
what that looks
share
like. It is
another
literally
thing
just a
on
table I
here.
have set up on Google Docs, and I just write the
let's
different
try that
things on
again.
it. Let me actually switch my screen here real quick. And I'm gonna stop sharing this.
Nope.
And I'm gonna share another thing on here. Sorry, if this one doesn't work, I'll just show you at the end. Let's try that again. Okay, it looks like it's not working. I'll give you a copy of that too, so you'll get to see everything with how I post what my posting schedule looks like. And then number 7, analyze, monitor, the analytics, monitoring. Sorry, if this one doesn't work,
Like I
I'll
said,
just show
if
you
you've
at
got
the
a
end.
Google account, or if you've got a
Okay,
business
like it's
account
still
or a
working.
creator account,
I'll give you a copy of that too, so you'll get to see
look at the
everything
analytics,
with
see what your
how
audience likes, and post more
how I
of
post
that.
the
I mean, really,
what my posting
I
schedule
like
looks
to
like.
keep things very
And then
simple.
number 7,
And so if it's
analyze,
simple, I'll do it.
if
If it's
the
not
analytics,
simple, there's a good chance I'm
monitoring,
not going to do it.
like I said,
because
if you've got a
my,
Google account,
I
or
go
if you've
back
got
to
a
my first
business
2 years
account
of
or a
teaching
creator
or in
account,
kindergarten,
it will
and
give
it
you
was
all
like,
the
I
analytics.
just have to think, like,
Look
I
at
have to
the
go back in my
analytics and see
kindergarten
what your
mind
audience
and like,
likes and
okay,
post more of that.
if this is
I mean,
easy, I'm
really,
doing it. If it's not,
I
like,
to
I'm
keep
just not
things
going to.
very
So
simple.
just
And so
look
if
at
it's
your
simple,
analytics,
I'll do it.
see
If
what,
it's not simple,
what
there's a
your
good chance
most
I'm not going to
successful
do it
posts are.
because
And here's the
my,
thing too,
I go back
reuse
to
your content.
my first 2
If you've
years
already
of teaching
created
were in
something,
kindergarten, and it was
reuse
like,
it again.
I just have to think,
Wait,
like, I have to go back
you
in my
might use
kindergarten
that
mind
one
and like
every single
okay,
month. If this
and
is
that's
easy,
why I
I'm
love
doing it. If
using
it's
like
not,
my
like,
Google Docs.
I'm just not going to.
I
So
own
just
all of it.
I
Look
go
at your
back
analytics,
and I'm like, okay,
see
this
what
is what I posted for
what
the
your
month of
most
January. This is
successful
what I
posts
posted for
are.
the month of
And here's
February.
the thing
This is
too,
what I'm posting for the month
reuse
of
your
March.
content.
I do
If
that
you've
for my
already
posts,
created
and I do that
something,
for my reels,
reuse it
and so
again.
keeps it
Wait,
all
you
super,
might use
like,
that one
easy,
every
organized.
single month.
I copy
And that's
paste,
why I love
copy
using
paste.
like my
If you
Google
go back
Docs.
and you look at my
You
feed, you
will
will all of
see
it.
that
I go back
there
and
are
I'm
a
like,
lot
okay,
of
this is what
posts
I
that are
posted for the month
either
of January.
very
This is
similar,
what I posted for the
or
month
I
of February.
switched a
This
few
is what I'm
words
posting for the
or
month of March.
whatever. Just
I
because
do that for my
I'm
posts
reusing
and I
the
do that for
content
my reels,
over
and so it
and
keeps
over
it
and
all
over again. So you
super,
don't have to
like,
continue
easy,
to recreate
organized.
it.
I copy
The
paste,
next
copy
thing
paste. If you go
I
back
always
and you look
say
at my
is
feed, you will
figure
see
out
that there
again,
are a lot of
go to the
posts
different
that are
posts
either
that
very
or,
similar,
accounts
or I
that
switched a
resonate
few
with
words,
you,
or
and
whatever.
start
just because
forming
I'm
relationships with
reusing the
this.
content.
I just had a
over
designer
and over and
that
over
reached
again. So
out
you
to
don't
me
have to
this
continue
week.
to recreate
She got
it.
my number from
The next thing,
her sister-in-law.
I
who had
always
my
say
number.
is
She has
figure
like
out
2 million
again, like, go to the
followers
different
on her
posts
account,
that
and she's
or,
reaching
you know,
out to me with
accounts
a
that
text saying,
resonate with
"Hey
you,
Mariah, this
and start forming
video that you
relationships
posted
with
last
this.
week
I
on
just
one
had
of
a
my
designer
accounts that
on
reached
your
out to
account
me
that you
this
toured
week.
through
She
one
got
of my
my number
houses.
from
Do you mind
her
if
sister-in-law
you
who had my
share
number.
that
She
video
has like
with me? You can just
2
text it to me
million
right here, here.
followers on her
And
account, and
I
she's
will
reaching
reshare
out to
that,
me with a
and when I
text
reshare
saying,
it, I will
"Hey
be sure
Mariah,
to tag
this
you on it." And I'm like,
video that you
okay,
posted
fair,
last
no
week
problem.
on
And
one
then
of
I'm
my
like, and by
accounts
the way,
or
I've
on
got
your
like
account
15
that you
other videos.
toured
Do you want any of those
one
too?
of mine." She's like,
Houses.
"Yes."
Do you
And
mind
so this is
if
somebody
you
with
share
a
that
huge
video
audience,
with me?
and so
You
you
can
think
just
about
text it to
that
me
is
right here.
the more
And
that you're
I will reshare
collaborating
that.
and
And when I
partnering with
reshare
other
it, I will
people
be sure
doing
to
what
tag
you
you on
want
it.
to be
And I'm like,
doing,
Okay,
it will
fair,
just
no
end up
problem. And then
opening
I'm
up
like,
so
and
many
by
more
the way,
opportunities.
I've got like 15
And I
other
always
videos.
say,
Do you
and
want
I'll
any of those
touch on
too?
this a
She's
little
like,
bit later.
yes.
Comment
And so this is
on
somebody
10
with
people's
a
accounts
huge
a day,
audience.
if you can.
And so
If
you think about
if it
that
doesn't
is
work that day,
the
okay, don't do
more
it that
that
day.
you're
But collaborating
comment on 10
and
people's
partnering
accounts,
with other
what's
people
gonna start
doing
happening
what you want to be
is
doing,
there's kind of this
it
like
will
law of
just end up opening up so many
reciprocity
more
where
opportunities.
if you start
And I always
showing up
say,
in
and
somebody's
I'll
feed
touch on this
again
a
and
little bit
again and
later,
again,
and again and again and again,
on
and you're
10
commenting
people's
accounts
regularly
a day.
if
They're
you
gonna
can.
probably
If,
go
you know,
back and
if it doesn't
comment on
work
your
that day,
account, and
okay,
so
don't do it
you
that
start
day. But
having
comment on 10
more
people's
interaction
accounts. What's
and more
gonna start
dialogue.
happening
And there are
is
people's
there's kind of
accounts
this like
that I
law of
started following 3 years
reciprocity
ago,
where
that
if you start showing up
you know,
in somebody's
I
feed
didn't know,
again
they
and
didn't
again
know
and
me,
again,
and again
and
and
now
again and
we
again,
have
and you're commenting
phenomenal
relationships,
relationships,
and I'm like, they're gonna
and
probably
they're
go back
halfway
and
across the
comment on your
country,
account,
but now we
and
can
so
send
you
referrals back
start
and forth
having
to each other
because
now
more
we have,
interaction
you know,
and
this
more
partnership.
dialogue.
So same
And
thing
there
goes
are
for you.
people's accounts
And
that I
just
started
start
following
where
3
you're
years
at,
ago.
okay?
That
All right,
you know, I didn't know,
questions
they
so
didn't
far.
know
I
me.
know I'm just
And
like
now we
running through
have
this because I want to give
phenomenal
you
relationships,
as much
and I'm like,
information as
and
possible.
they're
Hopefully
halfway
this
across
is
the
not
country.
overload.
But now
We
we can send
okay so
referrals
far?
back and forth
I,
to each other
I
because
have a
now we
question.
have,
Please.
you know, this partnership. So
This is a
same thing
stupid
goes for
one.
you.
No, it's not.
I love
And
your
just start
font
where you're at.
versus trim
Okay.
algorithm.
Yes.
What is
All
that
right.
font?
Questions so far.
I think
I
it
know
might
I'm
be
just
Brittany,
like running through
but
this
I
because
will
I want
look
to give
back
you
and I will
as
tell
much
you.
information
I'll
as
give you all my
possible.
fonts
Hopefully
too
this
if
is
you
not
want to know any of my
overload.
fonts
We
on this
okay
stuff.
so far?
Good
This-
question.
I have a question.
April, do you have any questions?
This is a stupid one.
Yeah, but I
No,
can
it's
wait
not.
I
till the
love
end.
your
Are you
font
sure?
versus
Better.
trim
Yeah.
algorithm.
Okay,
yes.
What is that font?
Okay, I think
Oops.
it might be Brittany.
Trading the
but I
algorithm.
will
Okay,
look back
so
and I will tell you.
figuring out your
I'll give
dream
you all my
client,
fonts too.
and
if
I
you
know
wanna
we
any
talk
of my
about
fonts
this
on
a
this.
lot. If you've
Good
taken social
question.
media classes and whatnot,
April, do you have any
but really
questions?
figuring out, and I thought this was kind
Yeah,
of
but I can wait
silly
till
in
the
the
end.
beginning because I thought
Are you
like,
sure?
okay, well,
Better.
I'll just
Yeah.
take. I mean,
You
I'm
sure?
brand
Okay.
new to Utah.
I don't know
Um,
anybody.
okay.
I'll take anybody
Oops.
that has a pulse
Trading
that
the
wants to buy a
algorithm.
house.
Okay,
So
well, I've gotten to the
figuring
point
out your
where I'm
dream
actually
client a
and
little
I
bit
know
more
we talk
selective,
about
and I'm
this
going to
a
refer out
lot.
things
If you've
that
taken
I
social
don't
media
want to work with
classes
anymore,
and
just
whatnot,
because
but
there's
really
so much
figuring
that
out,
comes
and I
in
thought
that
this was kind of, you know,
you can
silly in
just
the
start
beginning because I
referring
thought
out
like,
things.
okay, well,
But
I'll just take. I
getting
mean,
to that
I'm brand
point
new to Utah.
is
I don't know
figuring out
anybody.
what
I'll
you
take
want.
anybody
So,
that has a pulse that wants to buy a
algorithm
house.
101.
Well, I've gotten to the point where I'm
If
actually,
you're anything
a
like
little bit
me,
more
you want to
selective,
see
and I'm going to
results
refer out
immediately.
things
I
that
remember when I
I
started
don't
training
want
for
to
my
work with
first
anymore,
marathon,
just because
and
there's
I
so
had
much
not
that
run
comes
more
in
than like
that
2 miles,
I,
and
you know,
at
you can
mile
just
like
start
2 and a
referring out
half, I
things.
was like,
But
how
getting
in
to
the
that
world
point,
am I going to run
is
any more than
figuring
this?
out
This
what you want.
feels
So,
so tedious. This
algorithm
feels
101.
like terrible.
Like, why did I sign up for the
If you're
marathon? Why did
anything
I do
like
this?
me,
You want to see
I
results
look at social
immediately.
media
I
a
remember
little
when I
bit
started
like
training for
the
my first marathon,
and a long
and
game.
I had not run more than like 2 miles, and at
probably,
mile
again,
like 2.5,
it
I was
might
like,
work for you right away.
how in the
For
world
me
am I going to
personally,
run any more than
anything as
I've
this
ever like
feels
succeeded at?
so
It's taken me.
tedious.
It
This
feels
feels
like
like
10 times
terrible.
longer
Like, why
than
did I sign
everybody
up for
else.
the
Where I'm
marathon?
like, why did I do
How
this?
did I get to that
I
so
look at
fast?
social media a
And
little bit
in the
like
long,
the
like,
marathon and the
you know,
long
in the
game.
long term
Of
it's
you're probably
4 to
again
6 months
of
it might work for you right
consistently,
away.
like
For
consistently
me
doing it.
personally,
I know for me,
anything I've
when I
ever
started
like
my
succeeded
first
at,
YouTube
it's taken
channel
me, it
about
feels like
a
10
year,
times longer
almost
than
a year and a
everybody
half
else
ago,
where I'm like,
I got
how
my
did they get
first
to that
reach out
so
at
fast?
like month
And
3 and a
in the
half.
long, like,
And I remember thinking like,
you
I'm
know, in the
posting
long
2
term,
videos a week.
it's
And this is
4
a
to
ton
6
of work,
months
of
but
consistent,
at month
like
3 and a half,
consistently doing
I got my
it. I know
first
for
one,
me,
right?
when I started
Now,
my
like,
my first YouTube
now I
channel
get
about
leads
a
probably
year,
5,
almost
6,
a year and a
7
half
a week.
ago, I just
I got
went
my
under
first
contract
reach out
with one
at
for
like
a
month 3 and a half.
multi-million-dollar
And I
home
remember
that's
thinking,
like,
I've been
I'm
watching your
posting
homes,
2 videos
like,
a week.
I've been watching your YouTube
And this
videos,
is
and
a
I'm like,
ton of work.
this is how
But
it happens.
And
At
so
month 3 and a half,
all I have to
I got
say
my
is
first one, right?
whichever platform
Now,
you go,
like,
Instagram,
now I
TikTok,
get
YouTube,
leads
just
probably
stay
5,
consistent
6, 7 a
and
week.
I just went under
Expect
contract with
nothing to
one
happen
for for a multi-million dollar home.
And if
I've been
something
watching your
happens in the
homes,
beginning,
like I've been watching your
like,
YouTube videos.
that's
and I'm like,
awesome.
but I always say
This
this
is
is a
how it
long-term
happens.
investment,
And so
and just all I have to
keep
say
going,
is,
and
whichever
don't
platform you
worry
go,
and don't stress
Instagram, TikTok,
over
YouTube,
like the
just stay
small little
consistent
like
and
seeing
keep
small
going.
gains or small
Expect
losses. I
nothing to
remember
happen for a
when I
long
first
time.
moved
And
here,
I had a friend
and
that
if
was
something
buying a
happens
lot
in the
in
beginning,
Heber, and
like,
I helped them buy
that's
a lot
awesome.
in Heber.
But I always say
And
this is a long-term
I think my
investment,
account,
and
I
just
may had like
keep
200
going
followers at
and
that time.
don't worry and
And
don't stress
she,
over
and this is
like
and
the
I
small
started like
little
consistently
like
posting,
seeing
meaning
small
I was
gains or
posting
small
every
losses.
single
I
day,
remember
not a reel, but just a post
when I first
every
moved
single
here,
day.
I had a friend that was buying
And
a lot.
I remember
in Heber,
she
and I
started
helped them buy a
following my
lot in
account,
Heber,
and then like 2
and
weeks
this is-
later,
I think my
I saw
account
that she
I
had
was down to like
200 followers at
199
that time.
followers, and I was like,
And
oh my gosh, I can't believe she, like, what did I
this
do
is-
wrong?
and
Like, what
I
happened?
started
Don't
like
stress about it.
consistently posting.
I lose
meaning
like
I was posting
1,500
every
followers
single
a
day,
month now,
not a reel,
but then
but
I
just a
gain
post
like
every single
anywhere
day.
from 3,000 to 10,000.
And
You know,
I remember
so
she
it's all
started
relative,
following
but
my
in the
account,
beginning,
and then
every
like 2
single
weeks
little
later,
whatever
I
feels
saw
like a
that
loss.
she,
I was
but
down
just
to
keep
like
going. Just keep
199
going.
followers,
Just
and I was
keep
like, oh my gosh, I
All
can't
right.
believe she, like, what did I
So
do wrong?
figure
Like, what
out
happened?
who
Don't
your
stress about it.
ideal client
I lose
is,
like 1,500
and
followers a month
put
now,
in,
but then I
like,
gain like
put in
anywhere
effort
from
to train it
3,000 to
right from the
10,000. You know,
beginning.
so
I'm going to be
it's
giving you
all
like some
relative,
worksheets
but
that you can
in the
do
beginning,
on
every single
by
little
yourself,
whatever
and
feels like a
just
loss,
kind of
but
figuring
just keep
out
going.
who
Just
you
keep
want
going.
to
Just keep
talk
going.
to.
So, all right. So
This
is what I always
figure
say.
out
Again,
who your
this is an
ideal
exercise
client
that you can
is,
do
and
after, you know,
put
if
in,
you're doing
like,
it great now,
put in the
fine,
effort to
but
train it
just
right
take
from
a
the
few
beginning.
minutes.
I'm going to be
Picture
giving you like some
your
worksheets
ideal
that you
client.
can do.
Where do they live? What's their
by
lifestyle?
yourself,
Narrow down your
and
niche
just by
kind
you
of
know
figuring
getting
out
specific with
who
that
you
thing.
want to talk
And
to.
in the
So,
beginning, I remember I was just talking
this
to
is what I always
everybody.
say. Again, this is
Now,
an exercise that you can do
I'm
after,
pretty,
you know,
like
if you're
specific
doing it
on
great
who I'm
now,
talking
fine,
to,
but
and
just
so
take a few minutes.
a
Picture
lot of the people
your
who I'm
ideal
talking
client.
to,
Where do they
and
live? What's
this
their
might be for
lifestyle?
you as
Narrow
well.
down your niche
You're
by
gonna probably
getting
be talking
specific
to
with
somebody
that
like
thing.
you. You're gonna
And
probably like
in the
for
beginning,
me, I remember I
I'm
was just
talking
talking
to the
everybody.
mom.
Now,
I'm talking to the person who
I'm
likes doing
pretty,
fitness. I'm
like,
talking to the
specific on who
person
I'm
who
talking
likes the
to.
outdoors.
And so
I'm talking to the person
a lot of the
who,
people who I'm talking to
likes
and
to shop
this
at
might
Trader
be for
Joe's
you
and
as
drinks
well.
water, and like
You're gonna
all
probably
these different
be
things.
talking to somebody
Again,
like
I'm gonna
you. You're gonna probably like
you know,
for
bring
me,
people in.
I'm
That are
talking
not
to
that,
the
but
mom.
I'm gonna
also
also
bring
bring
people
the person
in
who likes
that
doing
are
fitness.
just
I'm
like me.
talking
So like
to
this
the person
one that
who likes the
literally
outdoors.
contacted me
I'm
3
talking
weeks
to
ago
the
on
person
YouTube.
who
Or she's been watching my
likes to
YouTube
shop at
videos.
Trader
She's like,
Joe's
I
and
feel
drinks
like
water.
I
and,
know
like,
you
all these different
so
things.
well.
Again,
She's
I'm
like,
gonna,
I've been looking in this area.
you know, bring people
The house
in
that she
that
was
are
looking
not
is
that,
1 minute away from
but
my house. I'm gonna also bring
she
people
flew out
in
here the
that
next day.
are just
We
like
went
me.
under
So like this
contract
one that
3 days
literally
later
because they had
contacted
some
me
things
3
that they
weeks ago
were
on
looking
YouTube.
at.
They're
Or
scheduled
she's
to
been
close
watching my
this
YouTube
month.
videos. She's
Like,
like, I feel like
are you good? Like,
I know
this might
you
sound like
so well.
kind of crazy, but
She's like, I've
I
been
know you
looking
like
in
to
this
run.
area.
Like,
I really
the
would
house
love a
that she
running
was
buddy.
looking
Is
like
1 minute
she
away
would
from
running
my
Saturday
house.
mornings. I'm like, she
Yes,
flew out here
like,
the next
let's
day.
go.
We went under
I'm
contract
so
3
she's
days
a mom,
later
she's a
because they had
some things that
and
they
she's
were looking
moving
at.
1 minute away
They're
from me. Like, I
scheduled to
actually
close
have
this
chills
month.
thinking
She's
about it.
like, are you good?
And
Like
this
is,
might sound like
she's buying a
kind of crazy, but
$3.3
I know
million
you like to
home.
run.
Do
Like,
you know what I mean?
I
So
really would love a running
figure
buddy.
out who
Like,
your
do you
ideal
ever go
client
running
is.
Saturday
And
mornings?
for
I'm
me,
like,
I don't need to sell
like,
that
let's
many
go.
homes
You know,
to
so excited. She's a
reach
mom. She's
the
a da-da-da-da.
numbers that I want to
And she's
reach
moving 1
because
minute
I
away
really
from me.
only
Like,
want to
I
work
actually
15
have
to 20
chills
hours a
thinking
week
about it
right now.
with
This is
my
you
kids
know
at
she's
home.
buying a
And so for me,
$3
I
million
figure,
home.
you know,
Do you know what
I'm
I mean?
not
So
trying to be this,
figure out
you know,
who your
I
ideal
don't
client
I'm
is.
not looking
And
to
for
be
me,
this, you know,
I don't
huge
need to
top
sell
producer
that
and selling
many
100 homes a year
because that just doesn't fit with my
reach
lifestyle.
the numbers that I
want
want
to
to sell
reach a
because
certain
I
number
really
of
only
homes,
want to work
not
15
that
to 20
many,
hours a
at a
week
higher price
right
point,
now
so
with
I can
my
meet
kids
you
at
know
home.
what my
And
goals
so
are.
for
Yours,
me, I
you
figure
figure
you know,
out whatever
I'm not
yours
trying
is.
to be
Here's
this
just a little
you know,
snapshot
I
of
don't
what my
listen,
ideal
I'm not
client
looking to
looks
be
like.
this, you know,
I'm
huge
looking
top
for somebody
producer
who's
and selling
looking to live
100
in
homes
Salt
a year
Lake.
because
They are
that just
looking for
doesn't fit
family
with my
friendly.
lifestyle.
They're looking for
I
local
want to
events,
sell
community
a certain
highlights,
number of homes,
not
you know,
that many,
lifestyle
at a
stuff,
higher
right?
price point, so I
When
can
you're
meet you know
showcasing
what my
things
goals
like
are.
this with a
Yours,
10
you
second
figure out whatever
reel,
yours is.
here's just a
Showcasing
little
what that
snapshot
might
of
look
what
like.
my ideal client looks
That
like.
can help.
I'm
draw
looking for
them
somebody
in,
who's
right?
looking to live
I
in Salt
am
Lake.
touring
They
homes
are
that are
looking for
family
family plus,
friendly. They're looking for
and
local events, community
you know, 3
highlights,
things that you can do in
you know,
March. So
lifestyle
different
stuff, right?
things,
Different reels
when
that you
you're
create
showcasing things
will
like
have
this with
a
a
reach,
10-second
but target
reel,
your ideal client.
showcasing
So
what
figure
that
out
might
what your
look
ideal
like.
client is. If you don't
That
know,
can help
just take a
draw
minute to
them
think,
in,
right?
right?
Take a minute to
I
think
am
of who
touring
you want to
homes
work
that
with. Do
are
you want to work
$1 million
with
plus,
first-time home buyers? Do you you want to work
and,
with people who are building? Do you,
you know, 3 things
figure
that you
that
can
out
do
in
and
March.
then
So you'll be able to
different
know who you're
things,
talking
different
to.
reels that you
So
create.
you will get a copy
will
of
have
this,
a reach,
and
and the
target
packet I've
your
created for you.
ideal client. So figure out what
And
your
then
ideal client is. If you
understanding
don't know,
just
just
the
take a minute to
algorithm,
think,
right?
right?
Take a minute to think of who you want to
you'll
work
have
with.
a
Do you want to
copy
work
of
with
all of this
first-time home
too.
buyers?
You want to work
But
with people who are
basically, the
building. You
algorithm is just
figure that out,
instructions that
then
dictate
you'll be able to
when
know who
and
you're
how
talking to.
specific content
So
gets
you will get a
displayed to
copy
you.
of this.
So like I said,
and the
my
packet I've created for
algorithm
you
is feeding me back my
and
own
then
content because it
understanding
knows
just
that that's
the
what I'm
algorithm.
looking at.
This
If you're
will
looking
go,
at a lot of
you know,
fitness
you'll
and a
have
lot
a
of
copy
this
of
and
all of
cooking
this
and
too.
all those different
But
things,
basically,
your
the
algorithm is
algorithm
going to
is
start
just instructions
giving you
that
back
dictate
that
when
stuff.
and
So
how specific
the cool
content
part
gets
is that
displayed
every
to you.
Instagram
So like I
feature,
said,
from reels
my
to posts to
algorithm
stories,
is feeding me
lives
back
in
my
its
own
own
little
content
algorithm
because
So
it
the
knows
more
that
you
that's
get
what I'm
people
looking
to
at.
engage,
If you're
the
looking
more
at
your
a lot of
algorithm's
fitness
going
and a
to
lot of
be
this and
working
cooking
on
and
your
all those
side.
different things, your algorithm's
All
going to
right.
start So
giving you
Instagram
back that
features,
stuff. We all
so
know that we've
the
got
cool
posts
part
and
is that
stories.
every
Your
Instagram
Instagram
page
page
and your
from
reels.
reels to posts
So
to stories lives in its
for some,
own
this is
little
like, oh my
algorithm.
gosh, well,
so the
this is too
more
many
you
things
get
to
people
do
to
all at once.
engage, the
Great.
more your algorithm
The
is
first
going to
year I
be
had my
working
Instagram
on your
account,
side.
I never even posted a story.
All right.
I didn't even know what the
So,
stories were. And I was
Instagram
talking to
features,
a partner
we all
once, and
know
she's like,
that we've got
right,
posts
you know,
and
you never
stories,
show up on
your
stories. And I'm
Explore
like,
page
what
and
are
your
stories?
reels. She's like,
So,
oh my gosh, and this was years
for
ago.
some, this is like, oh my
but
gosh, well, this
it's
is
the
too
same
many
thing.
things to
If it
do
feels
all at
too
once.
much to
Great.
take all on at
The
once,
first year
just
I
take
had
one
my
thing.
Instagram
Just
account,
start with posts.
I
or
never
just start
even
with reels,
posted a
or,
story.
a
I didn't even know
combination
what
of
to switch
switch
back
back
and
and
forth.
forth.
And I was talking
Figure
to
out
a
what's gonna
partner
work
once,
for
and she's
you
like,
and what you
right,
can
you know, you
commit
never
to.
show up on stories.
And then,
I'm like,
what are stories? And
she's like,
oh
you
my
will
gosh,
definitely
this was
have,
years ago.
success with
But
that.
it's the same thing. If
So,
it feels too much to take all on at once,
being
just take
consistent
one
and
thing.
knowing your
Just start
ideal
with posts,
client,
or just start with reels.
embrace
or,
reels and
a combination
stories,
of
switch
switch
back
back
and
and
forth.
engagement.
Figure
Have a
out what's
call
gonna
to
work for
action,
you and what you can
um,
commit to.
switching
And
up
then,
your content sometimes.
staying
And
trendy.
you will
And when I say
definitely
staying
have,
trendy, like I said
success
in
with
the
that.
beginning,
This workshop's just
so
all about
strategies,
kind of the basics,
being
right?
consistent and
Next
knowing your
week is
ideal
going to be
client.
all about reels.
Embrace
and
reels
then
and stories.
the week
Create
after is
meaningful
going to be
engagement,
setting up all of your
action,
funnels, many chat,
how to
switching up your content,
how to get
sometimes
that all
lined
staying
up.
trendy. And when I
But
say staying
one of
trendy,
the
like I
biggest
said
things,
in the
if
beginning,
you
just
just
to
workshops
briefly
just all
touch on
about
reels, and this
kind
is
of the basics,
trending.
right?
If you are
Next
able
week
to
is going to be
pair
all
your
about
video, your
reels,
reel,
and then the
with
week
trending
after is
audio
going to
that
be
has
setting up all of your
5,000
funnels, many
views
chat,
or
5,000
uses
how to get
or
that
less,
all lined up.
there's a good chance
But
that is going
one
to
of the
be pushed
biggest
out
things,
a
if you
lot,
just to
like,
briefly
a
touch
lot
on
more.
reels, and this is
And
trending. I've
if
noticed
you
that
are
on
able
mine
to
as
pair
well. Your video, your reel, with
when you're
trending
making your
audio that
reels,
has
if you're able to
5,000
have
some kind of
views
effective
or
hook,
5,000
trending
uses
audio
or less,
some kind of call
there's
in,
a good
to
chance
action.
that
I know
is
all
going to
these
be
things look
pushed
kind of
out
daunting, like,
a
well, how do I do
lot,
this and this
like,
and
a
this
lot
and
more.
this? I'm going to show you. And
okay?
I've noticed that on mine as well. All right, so if you had, like,
When you're
for
making
example,
your reels,
if you were to
if
just
you're
set up
able
like
to
day
have
number
some
one,
kind of
day number
effective
one, if you're
the
going to
trending
do
audio,
some kind of
reel
call in,
with
a call to action,
I know all
promoting
these things
viewers
look
kind
to
of daunting,
comment
like, well,
and
how do I
engage.
do this
That's it.
and this
Okay?
and this and
So
this?
it
I'm
could
gonna
be
show
as
you.
easy as,
Okay? Have you ever thought of cooking in a kitchen like this?
all right,
Or
so
is
if
this,
you had, like,
for
is this
example,
home
if
your
you were to
style?
just set up
Comment
like
yes
day
or
number
no
one,
below.
day
It can
number
be
one,
as easy
if you're
and
going
as
to
basic
do
as that,
a
and sometimes
reel
those easy
with
basic
a
ones
call to action,
get the
promoting
most
viewers to
interaction and get
comment
the
and
most
engage.
views and
That's
all
it.
of that.
Okay, so it could be as easy as
Day number 2.
Have you ever
A
thought
lot
of
of times
cooking
for
in a
my
kitchen like
posts,
this? Or is
and
this,
I'll show you this on,
is this
when I
home your
stop this
style?
and share the other
Comment
thing,
yes or no
but
below.
it
I
can
just
be
have
as,
like
easy
6
and as
buckets
basic
that I
as that,
talk about
and sometimes
every
those easy
single
basic
week.
ones
So I talk
get
about
the
my
most
family
interaction,
I
get
talk
the most
about
views and all
motivational
of that.
things. I talk to home buyers. I
number
talk
2.
to home
A lot of
sellers. I
times for
talk
my
to, like, so
posts,
there's just a few
and I'll show
categories
you
that
this
I
on
when
all
I
of my
stop this
content
and share
goes
the other
into,
thing. And
but that's
I
gonna be
just
the same
have
thing that
like
you're going to
6
want to do
buckets
too,
that I
is
talk about
just
every
have,
single
a
week.
few
So I
different
talk about my
categories, and
family.
you're just going
I
to
talk
keep
about
talking about
motivational
those
things.
every
I
single
talk
week, right?
to
So,
home buyers. I talk
like
to
the
home
quotes
sellers.
are like the
I
easiest
talk
thing
like,
for
so
me
there's
because I can just go
a few
in and I
categories
get,
that I
okay,
I'll get a quote
all
for
of
this,
my
and I'll get
content
3,
goes into,
I'll get 3
and
quotes for the week
that's
or
gonna
2
be the
quotes
same
for the
thing that
week.
you're going to
And
want
then
to do
I
too,
just
is
start
just
plugging
have,
in
you
the
know,
different
a few
things.
different categories, and
if
you're
you're
just going
able
to
to lay
keep
out
talking
like a
about
big
those things
picture
every single
for
week, right?
the month
So,
or the week,
like the quotes
and
are like the
it will be
easiest thing
so
for
much
me because I can
easier
just go
for
in
you
and I
to
get
post
okay, I'll
consistently.
get a quote
Again,
for
you'll
this,
get
and
a
I'll get
copy of all of
I'll
this.
get 3 quotes for the week or
Um,
2 quotes for the week,
But
and then
I just start
having
plugging
it will be
in
so
the
much
different
easier
things.
to
So
track.
if you're
Same thing,
able to
I'm gonna
lay
give
out
you
like a
all
big
of these
picture
hooks. So this is
for
gonna go in
the
there
month
too.
or
So
the
like
week,
a
and
hook
it
might
will
be,
be
hey, can I
so
tell you a
much
secret?
easier
Everybody
for
wants to know
you
a
to
secret,
post
right?
consistently.
Let me tell
Again,
you
you'll get
the
a
real
copy of
story
all of
about
this.
how my family and I moved here
shared
But,
Utah.
right, having
For
it
anyone who
will be
needs to
so
hear
much
this,
easier
da,
to
da, da, da,
track.
da, da.
Same
You
thing,
can
I'm gonna give
literally
you
just
all
take
these
these,
hooks. So
copy
this
this,
is gonna go
and
in there
paste it
too.
into,
So like,
if you
a
make your
hook
little
might be,
Google
hey,
Doc,
can I tell you a
whatever it
secret?
is, everybody wants to know a
Copy, paste,
secret,
copy,
right?
paste.
Let
Here
me
are
tell you the
15
real
that you
story
can
about
use
right off the
my
bat.
family
So
and I moved here
number
to
one could be
Utah,
day
right?
one. Number two
For
could be
anyone
day
who
two.
needs to
And so
hear
you've
this,
got your
da,
call
da,
to
da, da, da,
actions.
da.
You might
You
even
can
literally
copy this
just take
and put it
these,
into
copy
ChatGPT
this,
and
and
say,
paste it into,
please
if you make
create,
your little Google Doc,
please
whatever it
recreate
is,
these
with
copy,
similar,
paste, paste.
with
Here
similar
are
content
15
or
that you
similar
can
ways
use,
right
but
off the
worded
bat.
a little
So
differently.
number
Put
one
it
could be
in day one.
you know, number two
Mel
could be
Robbins
day two.
tone.
And
Put
so
it
you've
in
got
Tony
your call
Robbins
to
tone.
actions.
Put it in
You might
your
even
tone,
copy
whatever
this
it is,
and put it into
but then you can
ChatGPT
take
and
that
say,
please
And then that
create,
just made, you just made it
please
30,
recreate
right?
these with
So
similar,
right off the bat, you
with
can
similar
just
content or
take
similar
them
ways,
and reuse
but
them
worded a little
and
differently,
keep going
put
with
it in,
So,
Mel Robbins
create
tone,
a
put
list
it
of
in Tony
30
Robbins tone,
hashtags
put it in
designed to
your
draw in
tone,
your
whatever
ideal
it
client.
is. So for me,
But then
in
you
a
can
Google
take that
Doc,
50
I just
and then
have
that
a word
just
bank,
made,
like
you just made it
hashtag
30,
word bank,
right?
with
So
business,
right off
house,
the bat,
women
you
in
can just
business,
take
Utah
them
real
and
estate,
reuse
working
them
with all these
and
different
keep
things.
going
And
with
so
it.
when
So,
I go to create a post,
create
I
a
just
list of
copy
30
and paste,
hashtags
copy and
designed to
paste,
draw
and
in your
copy and
ideal
paste.
client.
So for me,
it takes a
in
lot
a
of
Google
like
Doc,
the thinking work of
I
like,
just
oh my
have
gosh,
a
well, what do
word
I
bank,
say
like
today? Or
hashtag
how do I
word bank
start? Or
with
what
business,
hashtags do
house,
I use?
women
I
in
just
business,
go back to these word banks
Utah
and
real
everything.
estate,
Same
working
thing
with
here.
all these different
Here are
things.
my
And so
5
when
buckets
I
that I
go
talk about,
to
or my
create a
5
post,
things
I just copy
every
and paste,
single week.
copy
So if
and
you go
paste,
back and you
copy and
look
paste.
at my
So
posts or
it
you
takes
look
a
at
lot
any
of
of it,
like the thinking
there's a
work of
good
like,
chance
oh my gosh,
something's
well,
going to
what do I
happen with
say
my
today?
family.
How do I
I'm going to be
start?
talking about
Or
my
what
family that week.
hashtags do I
Real
use?
estate,
I
I'm
just
either
go
talking
back
to
to
buyers,
these
I'm
word banks
talking to
and
sellers,
everything.
I'm talking to people who
Same
are
thing
relocating
here.
I'm
Here
talking
are
about the
my
market
5
staging
buckets
that I
tips,
talk about, or
anything
my
like
5
that.
things. Motivation,
Every
I talk a lot
week.
about
So if you go
podcasts
back
I
and you
listen to.
look
I talk
at my
about books
posts
I've
or you
read.
look
I
at
talk
any of
about
that,
conferences
there's
I
a
attend.
good chance something's going to happen with
Quotes,
my family.
anything that's
I'm going to be
inspirational,
talking about my
and then
family that week.
other personal
Real
things.
estate. So
I'm either talking to
figure
buyers,
out
I'm
your,
talking to sellers, I'm talking to people
5
who are
subjects that
relocating
you
here,
want to
I'm talking about
discuss,
the market,
and then
staging
rinse and
tips,
repeat,
anything
rinse
like
and
that.
repeat every
Motivation.
single week.
I talk a lot about podcasts I listen to. I talk about books I've read. I talk about conferences I
Sorry,
attend.
this is a lot, and I know I'm like
Quotes,
giving you
anything that's
Thanksgiving dinner
inspirational,
here.
and
Like,
then
okay,
other
I
personal
know we can
things.
just like
So
nibble a little
figure
bit.
out your,
So
5
and again,
subjects
I
that you want
went
to
this
discuss,
conference,
and then
when I was
rinse
thinking
and
like Tony
repeat,
Robbins, Mel
rinse
Robbins,
and
I
repeat
was invited
every
to
single
this
week.
conference last week, and I've heard Tony Robbins speak. I don't know, maybe this is the 4th time I've heard
Sorry,
him
this
speak.
is a lot,
And I know
every
I'm
time
like
I've heard him
giving you
speak, he
Thanksgiving
talks about
dinner here.
exactly
Like,
the same
okay,
things.
I know we can just
And
like
every
nibble a
time
little
he
bit.
speaks, I'm like, oh, I heard
So,
something
and
different
again,
that
I
time.
went to
Or,
this
oh, I
conference
took
when
away
I was
like
thinking like Tony
this
Robbins,
was,
Mel
I
Robbins, I
needed
was
to
invited
hear
to
this
this
today, or I
conference
needed to
last
hear
week,
this today.
and I've heard
And I
Tony
think the same
Robbins
thing
speak.
goes
I don't know,
like
maybe
with
this
all
is
of
the 4th
this
time I've heard him
is,
speak.
and every time I've heard him
When
speak,
you're
he talks
looking
about
at
exactly the
your
same
business
things.
and your
And
Instagram,
every time he speaks,
just
I'm
pick
like,
one thing,
oh,
like,
I
what
heard
would
something
you
different
like
that
to
time.
be able
Or,
to do
oh, I
on
took
Instagram
away
in the
like
next
this
few
was,
in
I
the
like, I
next few
needed to
months?
hear
It
this
might be
today, or I
to,
needed to hear
have your first
this
reach out. It
today.
might be to have,
And I think the same thing
just
goes like
to
with all of
consistently
this
post.
is
Maybe you already are consistently posting.
when you're
Maybe
looking
it's
at your
whatever
business
that
and
is,
your Instagram,
figure out what that
just
goal
pick
is,
one thing, like
why you
what
want
would
it,
you
and then
like
a
to
couple of
be able
steps
to
that you
do on
can
Instagram
take in the next few
to get to that.
months.
And then
It
same
might
thing,
be
6
to,
months,
have
you're
your
gonna
first reach
have
out. It
all
might
of
be to
this
have,
on yours,
just to consistently post.
that I'm going to give
Maybe
to
you
you.
already are
So I'm gonna
consistently
stop sharing
posting.
my screen
Maybe
there.
it's whatever that is.
And
Figure out what that
okay,
goal
I
is,
wanted to show
why
you
you want it, and
there.
then a couple of
That's so
steps
much
that
better.
you can
Okay,
take in
I wanted
order
to show
to
you
get to that.
on here
And then
before I
same thing,
open it up
6
to
months,
questions and
you're
everything.
gonna have all of this on yours.
I want to show you
that I'm going to give
just
to you.
how
So I'm gonna
easy
stop
my
sharing my screen
Instagram.
there.
Can you see this on this
And-
like on this Google
Okay,
Doc?
you'll have
wanted to
you'll get
show
a
you-
picture of it too.
There,
Like
that's
you'll
so
you'll
much
have
better.
access
Okay.
to it.
I wanted to
Okay,
show
so
you.
this is
on here
literally
before
like
I open it up.
I had
to
all these
questions and
scheduling
everything.
apps and this one and
I
this
wanna
one, and for
show
whatever reason, I'm
you
like,
just
I just can't
how
get this to
easy
work for
my
me. Like, I don't know why
Instagram-
this is not working.
Can you see this?
I
on
just
this,
went
like on this
into
Google Doc.
Google
You'll
Docs.
have
You'll get a
set up
picture
a
of it too.
table.
Like
and then
you'll have access to it.
all I do
is so
write out
this
the
is
thing for the
literally
week.
like,
So like I had
I'll
all these
go and I'll
scheduling
find
apps
2
and
quotes for the week.
this
Okay,
one and
I'll
this
write a
one,
quote
and for whatever
for,
reason I'm like
Tuesday
can't
and
get
Thursday,
this to
or
work
Tuesday
for
and
me.
Friday.
Like, I don't know why
And
this
then
is
I'm
not
gonna talk
working.
about family.
I just
on
went
Wednesday
into
and
Google Docs,
Saturday,
set
or
up a
whatever.
table,
And so I just
and
have
then
it all written
all
out
I do
here,
is
and so I can
write
just
out the
type
thing for the
all
week.
right in
So
here.
like
I'll go
and then
I'll find
down below
2
I
quotes
have
for
the
the week.
hashtag
Okay,
word
I'll
bank,
write a
so I
quote
can just
for,
come
and
and
I
I
can
can
Tuesday
copy those
and Thursday, or Tuesday and
and
Friday. And then I'm
I
gonna
can
talk about family
paste them
on
in here,
Wednesday and
and
Saturday.
then I can do the same
or
thing.
whatever. And
Okay,
so
oh,
I
I
just
want
have
those
it
for here
all
too,
written
and
out
then I
here.
want these,
And so I
right?
can just type
And then
all
when
right
I
in here.
go to
And then
actually
down
create
below,
my
I have the
Instagram
hashtag
post
word
bank, so I can just come
on my
and I can
phone.
copy
I just
those,
have this Google Docs,
and
I have the
paste
app
them in
for it.
here.
I click on the app,
And then I can
and
do
I
the same
come in
thing.
here,
Okay,
and
oh,
I
I
just
want those for
copy
here
this,
too, and then I want these,
and
right?
then I just
And then
paste
when
it
I
right
go
in. And
to
I've never
actually
had a
create
problem with
my
it.
Instagram posts,
People are like, well, how do you get the
on
pictures?
my phone,
A lot of
I
times
just
with
have this
pictures
Google
or
Docs,
whatnot,
I have
just
I
a
have the
huge
app for
bank
it.
of pictures
I
on my
click on
phone
the app,
now,
and
and
I
I
come in
and
here
thousands
and
and
I
thousands
just
of pictures.
copy this,
That
and then I just
kept
paste
and
it
so
right
you
in.
can get
And I've never
pictures
had
in
a
there.
problem
Same
with
thing with
it.
my videos. People
And
are
a
like,
lot
well,
of
how do you
times
get the
now, like I just
pictures?
know the builders
A lot
who
of
did
times with
it
pictures
or whatnot, and then I just
I
put
have
all
just
of their
a huge
their
bank of
information
pictures
here
on my phone
and
now.
So let me show you
Thousands
a
and
quick
thousands and
example
thousands of pictures
of what that would look like.
that I've
Okay,
kept.
so like for
And
example,
so you
here's
can
my
get
March.
pictures from there. Same thing
So
with
I have my
videos,
month of March
and a
already
lot of
scheduled
times
out.
now,
Like I just know
so
the
you can
builders who
see-
did it or
again,
whatnot,
this
and
is
then
like-
I just put all of
when
their
I say like going back,
their
like this is like
information
kindergarten,
here. And
where
so
I just have
let
to
me
make
show
it so
you a
easy
quick
for myself
example
that if it's
of
not
what that would
easy,
look like.
I'm not going to do it.
Okay,
And so
so
for
like
me,
for
this just
example,
feels
here's my March.
like easy.
So I have my month of
if I
March
know
already
that I am
scheduled out.
posting
On
so you
this,
can
a lot of times
see-
what I'll do is
again,
I'll go
this
down
is
to my
like-
snip tool.
When I
and
say
I'll
like going
just,
back, like this is like
like,
kindergarten, where I just
take
have
a
to make it
screenshot
so
basically
easy for
of the
myself
picture, and
that
picture
if
is
it's
just a
not easy, I'm
placeholder
not going to do it. And so for me,
in
this just
what
feels
I've got.
like easy.
And then when I go
if
to
I know that
post it
I
on
am
Instagram
posting
on
before, I
this,
used
a
to
lot of
reach out
times
to
what
all
I'll
the
do
builders
is
and be
I'll
like,
go
"Hey,"
down to my
or the
snip
photographers,
tool,
can
and
I
I'll
post this
just,
picture of your whatever?
like,
And
I'll
like now everybody
take a
just says
screenshot
yes, 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 yes,
basically
yes,
of
yes,
the
yes. There's
picture,
only been a
and that
handful of
picture's
people that
just
have
a
ever said no,
placeholder
and I was like, okay,
here
great.
in
But
what
besides
I've
that,
got, people
and
are
then
very
when
happy
I
for you to
go
share their
to
work.
post
So
it on Instagram,
I
before I used to reach out
I
to all
just
the builders
have
and be like, hey,
everything
or the
all
photographers,
here, ready
can
to
I
go
post
with
this
the
picture of your
hashtags,
whatever?
with
And
who
like
designed
now
it.
everybody just says yes, 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 yes,
And
yes,
I
yes,
just
yes. There's
plan
only been a
out
handful of
a
people
month
that have ever said
worth
no,
in
and I was like,
advance. So I
okay,
don't have to
great.
think about
But
what I'm gonna.
besides that, you know, what I'm gonna post
are very happy
in
for you to share their work
that
So
month anymore because it's already just
I just
planned,
have everything
ready to go,
all here,
and
ready to go.
it takes
with
a lot
the
of guesswork out. And for
hashtags,
me,
with
it's
who
easier to
designed
just
it,
sit down for an
and I
hour,
just plan
out that
a
content
month
for 1 month
worth
for
in
you know,
advance.
so
And
I don't
in
have
the
to think
beginning, I
about
think
what
it
I'm
maybe
gonna,
took me 2
you know,
hours
what
for
I'm
the
gonna
month to
post
plan it out.
in
And now I can just
that month
sit
anymore
down. It's
because
about an
it's
hour.
already just
I get all the
planned,
things
ready
and
to
then,
go.
and
It
sometimes
takes a lot of guesswork
if
out, and for
Instagram's
me,
working or
it's
whatever,
easier
I'll
to just sit
schedule out the
down
week
for an hour.
and so plan out
because
that content
Instagram
for 1
has
month,
like
the
the, you know,
and in the beginning I think it maybe
the
took me 2
scheduler on
hours for
there,
the month to plan
then
it
I can
out.
just,
And now I can
you know,
just
do
sit
those
down, it's
automations
about
and
an
I can
hour,
just schedule
I
it right
get
on
all
there.
the
And
things,
so
and
if
then,
I'm on my game,
then I'll just schedule it out for the whole week.
if
And then
Instagram's
the
working
only
or
thing
whatever,
that I'm doing
I'll
is
schedule
responding
out
to
the
comments.
week.
And
so
I know some people
because
are like, oh,
Instagram
responding
has
to
like
comments.
the
Honestly, I'll do
the scheduler on
I'll
there,
respond to comments
then I
if
can
I'm in the
just,
carpool pickup line, or
you
if
know,
I'm
do those
sitting at the
automations
kids'
and I
soccer
can just
game and
schedule
nothing's
it right
happening
on
yet.
there.
And
So
so
just
if I'm on my
figuring out
game, then
the
I'll
time
just
that works
schedule it
best
out for
for
the
you
whole
on that.
week. And
So,
then the only thing that I'm doing is
hopefully,
responding to comments.
the profile,
And
doing
I
a
know
little
some people are
audit
like,
on your
oh, you know,
profile. I'm
responding to
going to give
comments.
you, like I said,
Honestly,
the 3
I'll
things.
do like
The
I'll
first one's going to
respond
be
to
that
comments
little
if I'm in the
audit
carpool
for
pickup
your
line, or if
profile.
I'm, you know,
The
second
sitting at the
thing is
kids'
just that
soccer
little
game and nothing's happening
Google
yet. So
Doc,
just
which
figuring
you can
out
make your
the
own,
time that
create
works best
however
for
you
you
want.
on that.
And
So,
then the third thing is that
hopefully,
algorithm cheat sheet that
the
has
profile,
the
doing a little
goals
audit
and
on your
different
profile.
things, the
I'm
call
going
to
to give you,
actions,
like I
and you
said,
can
the 3
literally, like I
things.
said, just
The
copy
first
and
one's
paste,
going
like,
to be
take that little
those
audit
and
for
make
your
it yours.
profile. The second
So,
thing is just that
I
little
know that was a lot
Google
of information,
Doc,
and I'm sorry,
which
but I'm
you
like,
can
I just
make
want to
your
give you
own,
guys as
create
much
however you
value as
want.
possible
And then
because I
the
know
third thing
everybody's
is that
on
algorithm
different,
cheat sheet that has
you know, different
the
spectrums
goals
too
and
of
different things,
where
the
they're
call to
at on their
actions, and you can
Instagram
literally,
journey.
like I said, just
So
copy,
hopefully,
paste, like,
you know,
take
hopefully
those
this helped.
and make it yours.
Questions,
So
thoughts, I will
I know that was
and
a
you
lot
can
of
ask me information, and I'm sorry, but I'm like, I just want to give you guys as much value as
how can I help?
possible because I know everybody's
So
on different,
with your when you,
know,
were
different
like
spectrums,
originally
too, of
getting
where they're
those,
at on their
this is probably a
Instagram
dumb
journey.
question,
So
those pictures of the
hopefully,
houses,
you know,
like the
hopefully this
exteriors,
helped.
are you
Questions,
screenshotting them? Are you like
thoughts, I will
downloading them from the
and you can ask
galleries
me
of the
anything.
Parade
We can talk
Home like
about your
apps?
accounts.
Is that
Good question.
can I
You
help?
can do any of those things.
so
For
with
me, I'm just
your
a lot of
when
them.
you
I
were
just
like
screenshot them
originally
and
getting
then post them.
those, this
And
is
that's
probably a dumb
But I
question,
don't-
those
and I- but
pictures
I
of the
do, like,
houses, like the
I always say
exteriors.
credit,
Are you
credit,
screenshotting them?
like,
Are you
give
like
people credit
downloading
'cause
them
there
from the
are
galleries
some
of the Parade Home like
builders,
apps?
designers,
Is
photographers that
Good
will
question. You can do any
come
of
after
those
you.
things.
So
For me,
I would
I'm
just say
a lot of them, I
for
just
all of those,
screenshot
just
them
make
and
sure you give
then
credit.
post
And then
them.
like for
And that's
all the videos,
Okay.
all the
and
reels
but
I
I
do,
do like every single
I
one of
always
those
say
is
credit,
just
credit,
ones
credit,
that
credit,
I have
credit,
like
toured
give people
through
credit because there
and
are
done
some,
myself.
but I know there are
Builders,
people in our
designers,
group
photographers
that
that will
are reposting
come
other
after you.
people's
So
content
I would just say,
constantly, and their
all of those,
accounts
just
are growing.
make sure you
There's
give
a
credit.
lady
And then
that's
like
here in
for
Utah
all
that's
the
doing
videos,
that.
all the reels I
She-
do,
We had
every
like
single
a
one of
coaching
those is
session,
just
I don't know,
ones that
maybe
I have
4 months ago,
toured
and she's like,
through
"Hey,
and
can
done
I like
myself.
pick your brain
But
for a
I
few
know there
minutes?"
are
And
people in our
so we
group
talked. that accounts already up to like
reposting
40,000
other people's content
followers,
constantly,
and she's been doing
and
this
their
for a few
accounts
months.
are growing.
And
There's a lady that's
it
here in
is-
Utah that's
she
doing
basically
that, taking other
she-
people's reels.
we had like a
and
coaching session,
recreating
I don't
and
know,
putting a
maybe
pretty picture
4
in
months
front of it.
ago, and she's like, hey, can I like
Okay.
pick your brain for a few minutes? And so we
So
talked.
do you have any
Her
tips
account's
for
already up
like
to like
how to actually
40,000
get good video?
followers, and she's been doing this
Like,
for a
I-
few months.
And are you getting into all the parade homes
she's
like
basically
before
taking
the
other
actual
people's
parade?
reels and
A lot of times, yeah.
recreating
So
and
a lot
putting
of
a
times
pretty
I'm like,
picture in
she's
front of it.
getting videos without the like
Okay.
do not
Yeah.
touch signs everywhere. So do
I
you have
know.
any tips
So
for like how
lot
to
of times
actually
now the
get good
builders,
video?
Like here
I
in Utah, they'll
and
reach
are you
out to
getting
me
into all the
and
parade
say,
homes
hey,
like
would you
before the
like
actual
to
parade?
come
A
like
lot of times,
to
yeah.
our house? So a lot of times,
And
and
then,
then
like, she was
in
getting
the
videos
beginning,
without
I would
the,
reach out
like,
to them and be like,
do not
hey,
touch signs
I'm a
everywhere.
real estate
I
agent in
know.
the area. I'd
I'd
love
love
to
to
like
a lot of times,
you know,
showcase your
builders,
work. I will give you credit
here
for
in
everything.
Utah,
You know,
they'll
all
reach
of this.
out to me
Is
and
there a
say,
chance that I can
"Hey,
get in early?
would you like
And
to
some people
come,
would say
like,
yes, and some
to
people
our
would say
house?"
no. But even
And
if I'm
then
like, in the beginning, I would reach out to them and be like, hey,
three
you know,
houses. I'm a real
to
estate
me,
agent
it's
in the
like,
area.
that
I'd
is
love to like
so much content that you can
showcase
use
your
for
work.
years and
I
years
will
and
give you
years
credit
and
for
years,
everything.
right?
You know, all of this.
And are you
is there a
using
chance
like
that
a
I can get in
gimbal or
early?
anything when you're
And
filming?
some people would
You're
say
just
yes, and some
with
people
your
would say no.
hand.
But even
This
if
is
I'm
it.
like, even if I get into 2 houses,
That's all.
or even if I get
And
into
I do,
3
and
houses,
this is the funny thing.
to me, it's
I
like
should
that
show-
is so
I
much
have like a
content
basket
that you can use
full
for years
of like
and
I
years
have bought
and years
every
and years, right?
Like, let me see if I can even.
And are
find
you
it, but
using like a gimbal or anything when you're filming? You're just
I've
with your
got
hand.
baskets
This is it.
full of like
Gimbals.
That's all.
I've got baskets
I
full
do,
of
and this is the funny thing.
tripods.
I should
I
show.
tried all
I
of it.
have like
for
a
me,
basket
I don't know
full
why. Of like,
it just I have bought
feel
every
like all of a
like,
sudden
let me
it'll
see if I
click
can
this
even
way and
find it,
it'll.
but
I just haven't had great luck with it. I know other people do, so I'm sure it's just user
I've got
error. But everything I
baskets
do is just
full
like
of like
4-second
gimbals.
videos.
I've got
video.
baskets
This.
full of
And then for YouTube, I shoot
tripods.
everything this way.
I've tried all of
So
it.
everything
For me,
YouTube,
I don't
this,
know
you know,
why.
horizontal.
It just
everything
feel like
for Instagram
all of a sudden it'll
is
click
vertical.
this way and it'll. I just haven't had great luck with it. I know other people do, so I'm sure it's just
So if
user
we're gonna
error.
talk about,
but everything I do is just like
ask this
4-second
question
video,
next week when it's
3-second
about
video,
reels, 'cause
this,
maybe it'll be
and then
Talk
for
about that
YouTube,
after
I shoot
too.
everything.
Laura, did
this
you have a
way.
question?
So
I did.
everything
So you
YouTube,
mentioned
this, you know,
this other
horizontal,
agent who would download
everything
other people's
for
videos.
Instagram is vertical.
How do you download other people's videos, especially when there's like writing in it?
And
You
so
know
if we're
what?
gonna
I
talk,
actually have never done it
I'll-
before,
I'll
but I know
ask
that's
this
what she
question
was
next
saying.
week
I was
when
gonna
it's
say I
about
could go onto
reels, 'cause
Instagram,
maybe
but I
it'll
guess I
be-
can't
Talk
look at it
about
right
that
now
after
too.
Laura,
Do you have a question?
I
You
did.
know
So
what?
you
I
mentioned
think
this
a
other
lot of
agent who would
people
download
will
other
put
people's
like when they
videos.
post their
How-
reels,
how
there's
do
a
you
little
download other people's
toggle
videos,
button that
especially when
says
there's,
like
like, writing in
either
it?
if you don't want people
know
to
what?
reshare
I actually have
or
never
you
done it
do want
before,
people
but
to
I know that's what
reshare
she
it.
was saying. I was gonna say I
I
could go onto
think
Instagram,
she's
but I guess I
taking
can't look at it
ones
right
that
now.
you can reshare. And
You know what? I
reposting
think
those.
a lot of people will put
But
like
honestly,
when
I
they
haven't done that.
post
And
their
there's
reels,
a little
app,
toggle button
and
that
it'll
says
come
like
to me at
either
some
if you
point
don't want people
of
to
how you can
reshare
erase
it or you do
all,
want
like, the
people to
watermarks
reshare it and the
Mhm.
other stuff
I
on
think
it.
she's taking
It's
ones
not
that
coming
you
to me
can
right now, but
reshare
and
and
an app that you can use for
reposting
that.
those.
And I've never used it, but I
honestly,
know
I haven't
that
done
works
that.
too.
And there's a
So where do
app
you get your video? I
and
know like
it'll
on your
come to me at
YouTube
some
St.
point
George one,
of
you
how
have
you
these
can
aerial
erase
shots.
all like the
You have a drone,
watermarks and the
I got a
other
drone.
stuff on it.
And
It's not
actually,
coming to me right
this
now, but
drone.
there's an app that you can use.
Okay,
for that,
so I
and
actually
I've
bought
never
this
used
drone
it, but
on Costco. Like I
know
bought it at
that works
Costco
too.
to start with.
So where do you
And
get
the
your
one
video?
that was
I know
at
like on your
Costco,
YouTube
you
St.
had to
George
use
one,
like your
you
phone
have these aerial
for like
shots.
the
You have a
yes,
drone?
it didn't have this
I got a
handheld,
drone.
and so you had to use
And
your phone
actually,
for it.
This
And so I actually
drone-
returned it, and I bought this on Amazon.
Okay,
it
so
was
I
an
actually
investment.
bought this
It was an
drone on
investment.
Costco.
Like
wanna
I
say
bought it at
was
Costco to start with,
$900 maybe.
and the one that was at
Such a good
Costco,
investment.
you had to use
None
like
of the
your
other
phone
the
for
like,
literally
the,
these are the two things that I
It didn't
use.
have this
I'm not
handheld,
super
and so you had to
techie,
use your
but the
phone for
drone
it.
shots that
And
you
so I
get
actually
from this,
returned it, and I bought this
oh
on
my
Amazon.
gosh.
I bring it
It
everywhere.
was an investment.
I bring it
Which
everywhere.
one
It was
is
an
it?
investment. I want to say it
This
was
one is
is the
$900 maybe?
DJI Mini.
Such a good
And
investment.
it's really
none of
easy
the other
too, like it folds out.
literally, these are the two things that I use.
And the cool
I'm
thing
not
about
super
this
techie,
too, but the
is
drone shots
when
that
you're
you get
doing
from
it,
this, you can
oh my gosh.
I bring it everywhere. I bring it
Which
everywhere.
one
shoot
is
it
it?
either horizontal,
This
like you
one
can have
is
the
the
pictures go horizontal, or
DJI
you can
Mini.
have them go vertical for Instagram.
And it's really
I always
easy to
forget
like
to
use
use this
out.
for Instagram.
but I need to,
and the
because
cool
there are
thing
so
about
many
this
shots that you
too
guys can do
is
of
when
in your
you're doing
city
it,
of like,
you can,
this is what, you know, point of view, like,
this is what it
you
looks
can
like
shoot
to
it
live
either
in your city
horizontal,
and
like
your
you
state,
can have the
right?
pictures go
Oh.
So many
horizontal,
cool
or
shots
you
that
can
you
have
get
them
with
go
these.
vertical for Instagram. And I
But I
always
say,
forget
you know
to
what, if
use
you're
this
not
for
like,
Instagram,
you know, if you're posting
but I need to,
consistently,
because
great,
there are
do
so
the
many
investment.
shots that you
Otherwise,
guys can
I'm like,
do of
save the
in
money
your
for
city
now. You know
of
what I
like,
mean? And just
Mhm.
this is what
you
you
can
can be.
point
You
of
can
view,
just
like
take
shots
this is what
that
it looks like to
when my
live
husband's
in
driving
your
us
city,
somewhere
in your state,
sometimes, like
right?
the whole family
So
we're
many
going
cool shots that
somewhere,
you can get
I'll
with
be like,
these.
wait a second. And I just like, I'm
But
like, go
I say,
slower,
you
go
know what, if
slower.
you're
And so
not,
then I'm
like,
taking like a
you know, if
shot
you're
of
posting
like, this is
consistently,
what it
great,
looks like
do
to
the
live
investment.
in our
Otherwise,
city and
I'm
our
like,
state. You know
save
what
the
I
money
mean?
for
And
now.
so
You know what I
you
mean?
can do
And
like
just
anytime you're driving
you
through
can
a
be,
canyon,
you
or
can
you're
just
driving
take
through
your
shots like
neighborhood, or you're
when my
driving,
husband's
and you're not
driving
like
us somewhere
driving.
sometimes, like
Just
the
I do
whole
this
family we're
all the
going
time,
somewhere,
and
I'll be
I
like,
get,
wait a
I
second.
feel like good
And I just like,
shots.
I'm like, go slower, go
Too,
slower. And so then
especially
I'm
just going
taking like
through
a shot of
neighborhoods
like,
of
this is what
your
it looks
phone.
like to live
You know, you
in
don't
our
have to
city and our
spend the money
state.
on
You
the
know what I
drone.
mean? And so you can do
My
like
husband's a
anytime
tax
you're
accountant,
driving
so
through
we're
a
always trying to
canyon,
find
or you're
ways to save
driving
money.
through your
Or
neighborhood,
he's
or
always
you're
trying to
driving,
say,
like
like,
find
when
ways
driving,
we can
just-
save his. I do this all the time, and
good.
I get
Super good.
I feel like
Okay,
good
more
shots.
questions. How else?
Too,
I just
especially
want to
just
thank
going
you.
through
This has been
neighborhoods
awesome. Just love you
using
to
your
death.
phone.
Love following your
You know,
stuff.
you don't have
Thank
to
you.
spend the
That's
money
so
on the
nice.
drone.
That's so nice of you to say. That
My
means a
husband's
lot.
a tax accountant, so we're
And
always trying to
it's
find
fun
ways
when
to
we,
save money.
you know,
Get
or
these
he's always
like
trying to
minds
say, like,
together.
find
Like I
ways
said
that
before in the
we can
beginning,
save his.
we had a lot of other people that signed up too, but
good.
a lot of people
Super
can't
good.
make
Okay,
it for
more
whatever
questions.
reason. So
How
we're
else?
just recording it, and
I
then
just want to thank you. This
I'll
has been
send these on
awesome.
to
Just
you.
love you to death. Love following your stuff.
So I'll
Thank
have all
you.
of that
That's
for you.
so nice.
Other
That's so nice of you to
questions?
say.
Tina,
That
do you
means
have
a lot.
anything, or Heather?
And
And it's fun when
Yeah, I have
we, you know,
a
get these
couple
like
questions.
minds
So
together.
on
Like I
your
said
account,
before
do
in the
you
beginning,
follow
we had a lot of other people
people,
that
like
signed
when
up
you're
too,
trying to
but a lot of
build your
people can't
business
make it
account?
for whatever reason. So
Do you
we're just
follow
recording it, and then
a lot of people? I
I'll
know
send these
people
on
have
to
mixed
you.
feelings about that. Like if you're following
So
a
I'll
lot
have
more
all of
than
that for you.
like
Other
are actually
questions?
following
Tina, do you have
you.
anything, or Heather?
Like if you
Yeah, I
find an
have a
account that you
couple
like, do you
questions.
follow
So
them
on
and
your account, do you
comment
follow
on those ones? People like
Yep.
when you're trying to
So like,
build
for
your business
example,
account,
I'll just give
do
some
you
builders
follow
here in
a
Utah,
lot of
like
people? I know people
Killoween
have mixed feelings
Construction, and
about
some
that.
of
Like if
those,
you're following a lot
like
more
bigger
than
buildings, or
like
those bigger
are actually
builders that
following
have
you.
big accounts.
Yeah.
Like if you find an account that you
They had
like,
no
do you
idea
follow
who I
them
was for
and
the first 2 years,
comment on
honestly.
those ones?
And
Yep.
but I just
So,
like,
like,
for
kept posting their
example,
stuff, kept posting
I'll
their
just give
stuff,
some
kept commenting,
builders
kept
here in
blah,
Utah,
blah, blah,
like
blah, right?
Killoween
They had no idea who
Construction,
I was
and
for
some
2
of
years,
those
but that's
like
okay.
bigger
And then
buildings,
one
or
day I
those
walked
bigger builders
through
that
their
have
showcase
big
of home in
accounts.
Park City,
Yeah.
And I went up
they
to
had no idea
Tyler,
who I
and I was
was for
like,
the
"Hi,
first 2
Tyler.
years,
I'm Mariah."
honestly. I know we've never met
but
before.
I just like
kept posting
love
their stuff,
your
kept posting
content.
their
I love the
stuff,
stuff that
kept
you
commenting,
post.
kept blah,
And
blah, blah, blah,
like,
right?
keep
They had no
doing
idea
it.
who
Like
I was for 2
I'm
years,
here for you. I'm
but
cheering for
that's
you.
okay.
And he's like, and then one day
Oh,
I
and then
walked
he kinda looks at me
through
like,
their showcase of home in
"Oh,
Park
are
City,
you?"
and I
he
went
said,
up
"What did you
to
say your name
Tyler,
was?"
and I was
like,
like, "Hi,
"Mariah."
Tyler.
And he's like,
I'm Mariah.
"Oh,
I know we've
are
never
you
met
Mariah
before.
K
I
Homes?" And I'm like,
love
"I am."
your
And he's
content.
like,
I love the
"Oh,
stuff
that's
that you
cool."
post.
A week later, he started
And
following
like,
me.
so
I
keep
think it's
keep
just one of
doing it.
those
Like
kind of things
I'm here
too,
for you. I'm
where,
cheering for you. And he's like,
"Oh," and then he kinda
just,
looks at me
just
like,
keep going. Like, don't worry about how
"Oh,
many people are following you
like
or
you said,
not
what
following
did you say
you.
your name was?"
And
I said,
you know, in
"Mariah."
the
And he's
beginning,
like,
I was following way
"Oh,
more
are you
people,
Mariah
but now
K
I've
Homes?"
kind of
And I'm
gotten
like,
it too.
"I am."
Like,
And he's like, "Oh,
and
that's
again,
cool."
if
A week later, he
people aren't
started following me.
commenting
So
on my
I think
account
it's just
a
one of
lot,
those kind of things
I'm
too, where
I just don't know who's following, just because so many
just keep
people
going.
will
Like, don't
follow
worry
in a
about how
month
many people are
that
following
I'm not
you or not
like I
following
don't
you.
spend. I'm
And
on Instagram
you know,
about
in the
30
beginning,
minutes a
I was
day,
following way
and that's
more
responding
people,
to comments,
but now I've
posting
kind of
the
gotten
posts,
it too, like,
and you know,
again,
interacting with DMs.
people aren't
So I'm on
commenting
there
on my account
not that
a lot.
much. So if
I
somebody's
just
not
don't know
commenting
who's
regularly,
following, just because
I'm
so many
probably
people
not
will
going to go
follow
to
in a
their
month
account to
that
check it
I'm
out.
not
like, I
if I'm
don't
not
spend
following them,
on
it's not
Instagram
because
about
I don't
30
like their
minutes a day.
content, it's just
And
because
that's
I'm
responding to comments,
just,
posting the
you know,
posts.
in the beginning,
And
I would
you
go,
know,
interacting with DMs. So I'm on
years
there
ago, in the
not
beginning,
that
anytime
much.
somebody would follow me, I'd go and I'd look at their
if
account.
somebody's
I'm
not
like,
commenting
I'll
regularly,
follow them back. I'm
which I
probably
would
not
love to
gonna
have
go
the time
to
to do
their
that
account
now.
to check
I
it
just
out.
am like,
And
I
I
just
just
don't
not have
following them. It's not because I don't like their
unless
content. It's
you're in
just
my
because
DMs
I
a lot or that,
you know, in the beginning, I
and
would
not
go,
for any
you know,
reason other
3
than
plus
just
years ago, in
not,
the beginning,
you
anytime
know,
somebody would
spending
follow
that
me,
much
I'd go
time
and
on
I'd
that.
look at their account. I'm like,
Right.
oh, who are they?
Thank
Oh,
you.
I'll follow them
So
back.
my other
Which I
question
would
too
love to have
about
the time to do that
posting,
now.
do you
I just am
consistently
like,
post
I
at the
just don't
same
have the
time
time to do it. So
every single day?
unless
And do
You're
you
in my
post
DMs a lot or
I
like
schedule
go-
my content for
and
6,
not for
my
any reason other
post drops
than
at 6
just
o'clock
not,
and my reel
you know,
drops at
spending that much time on
6:05
that.
every day.
right? Thank
Okay,
you.
so they're like
So my
5
other
minutes. That was
question
my
too
next
about
question. If you
posting
find
more
do you
with
consistently
post or
post at
Reels
the
if you're
same
doing a mixture
time
of both, then
every single
I do
day?
one of
And
each
do you
every day.
post?
And I know some
I
people are like,
schedule
oh,
my
I
posts
schedule my
so, like,
content
so
for
much,
6, my
but I honestly
post
think,
drops
and I
at
was
6
listening to this
o'clock and my
podcast
reel
by
drops
Alex
at 6 the
Hermoso
other
5
day. And he was
every day.
talking about, he's like,
Okay, so
and
they're
somebody
like
was
5
asking about
minutes.
how
That
much
was my
content
next
he posts.
question.
And
If
he's
you
like,
find more
I
with
like my
posts or
team
Reels, or if you're
posts
doing a mixture of both, then
300
I do
pieces
one
of
of
content
each
every
a
day.
week.
And
And
I know
so
some
it's
people are
one of
like,
these
oh my
things
gosh,
where I'm
that's
like,
so
am I
like
posting
that's
too
so
much?
much.
Like
Twice a
but
day,
I
that
honestly
feels
think,
like kind
and
of
I
a
was
lot.
listening to this
In the
podcast by
grand scheme
Alex
of things, when you
Hermosi the
look
other
at
day,
a lot of these,
and he was talking
you know,
about, he's like,
gigantic
somebody was asking about how much
accounts,
content he
they've got a
posts, and
whole
he's like,
team behind them.
you know,
Like
you look
my
at Mel
team
Robbins, and
posts
she's got how many millions
300
of pieces of
followers,
content
but
a
she's
week.
posting
And
5
so
times
it's
a
one of
day
these
on
things where I'm like,
Instagram
am
and
I
on
posting too
Threads
much?
this
Like,
many times,
and
twice a day.
again,
That
she's
feels
got the
like kind
team
of a
behind her.
lot. In
You
the
know,
grand
maybe
scheme of
you
things,
don't
when you
have
look
the
at a
whole
lot
team
of these,
behind you,
you know,
but if you
gigantic
just
accounts,
figure
they've
out
got a
what time
whole
you want to post.
team
And
behind them.
I
You know,
do
you
mine
look
the
at
night
Mel
before
Robbins, and
too,
she's
so
got
it's already scheduled ready to go, so I don't
followers,
have to
but
like
she's
frantically
posting
wake
5
up if
times a
for
day
some
on
reason it's Sunday and I
Instagram and
decide
on
to sleep
Threads
in, or
this many
Saturday and I
times.
decide to
Again,
sleep in.
she's
I'm
got
not
a
like,
team behind
oh my
her,
gosh,
because
you
that's
know,
actually
maybe
what
you don't
used to
have the
happen to
whole
me.
team
Is I would
behind
wake
you,
up and I'm like,
but
what am I
if
gonna
you
post
just
today? I have
figure
like,
out what time
and
you
I
want
would
to
just
post.
wake
And
up in this
I do
panic
mine the night
every
before
single
too,
day,
so
and I'm like,
it's
this
already
is not
scheduled,
worth it.
ready
Like,
to go, so
I
I don't
am
have to like
killing
frantically wake up
myself
if
doing
for some
this.
reason it's
And I'm
Sunday
like,
and I
there's
decide
gotta
to
be a
sleep
better
in, or
way.
Saturday and I decide
And
to sleep
that's
in.
when
I'm not
it's like,
like,
okay,
oh my
here's
gosh,
the content
because that's
schedule. Let's
actually what used to
just,
happen to
and
me
it's
is I would
posted the
wake
night
up and I'm
before,
like,
so I don't even have to
what am I
think
gonna
about it.
post
I wake
today?
up, or
I have like,
if I'm on top of
and
my
I would
game,
just wake up in this
ready to
panic
go for the whole
every
week,
single
unless
day, and I'm like,
Instagram's
this is
being
weird.
not worth it.
And
Like,
that's something
I am
too.
killing
If you
myself
have
doing
your
this.
own
And
content,
I'm like, there's
saved
gotta
on a
be a
Google
better
Doc
way.
or saved somewhere
And
else.
that's when it's like,
I
okay,
can't tell
here's
you
the
how
content
many
schedule.
pieces of
Let's
content I
let's
have
just,
lost
and
on
it's posted the night
Instagram
before, so I
of
don't
like
even have to think
posting
about
it
it.
there,
I wake up,
and you
or
wake up
if
and
I'm
all
on
of a
top
sudden
of my
it's
game,
gone.
it's
Is
ready
that
to
you?
go for
Like,
the
has
whole
that
week,
ever
unless
happened to you? I
Instagram's
feel like
being
that has
weird.
happened to me
And
so
that's
many
something
times
too.
where I'm like,
If you
I am,
have
I
your
am
own
done with this. I
content
do not
saved
want
on a
to
Google
like
Doc
try to
or saved
recreate the
somewhere
wheel
else,
every single
I
time
can't tell
over
you
and over
how many
again.
pieces of content I have lost on
So yeah,
Instagram
hopefully
of like
that helps.
posting it there, and you wake up
Okay,
and all of a
thank
sudden
you.
it's
Question
gone.
for you, or
Is that you? Like, has that
Where do
ever
you
happened to
find
you?
your
I
trending
feel like that has
audio?
happened to me so many times.
Trending
where I'm
audio,
like,
if you go to
I am
Instagram,
done with this. I
again,
do
but it's
not want
working.
to like, try
If
to
you
recreate
go,
the wheel every
here's a,
single time
if you
over
go
and
to
over again.
even my account,
All
so
the beginning
yeah,
ones are all
hopefully
going to be
that
trending
helps.
audio. Click on the
Okay,
top.
thank you.
Question
It
for
will
you,
have the
Courtney,
song,
and it
Where do
will
you
have a
find
little
your
up
trending
arrow.
audio?
The up
Mhm.
arrow shows trending
Trending
audio.
audio,
If
if
you
you
go
go
to
to
Instagram,
Instagram,
I was going to say, I'll show you again, but
come
it's
up
not
with a
working.
whole
If
list
you
of
go,
other trending
here's
audios.
on
If
those
you
trending
go to
audios
even
in
my
my
account,
account,
part where you
all
can save it.
the
And so
beginning ones
just
are all going to be
save
trending
those
audios.
trending
Click
audios
on the top,
and we'll talk
it will
a ton
have
more
the
about
song,
that next
and it
week
will
with,
have a little up
with
arrow.
reels.
The up
Mhm.
arrow
and
shows
everything,
trending audio.
but
Click
the
on
little
that,
up arrow, if you
and
can
then
find a
it
trending
will
audio
come
that's
up with a
used
whole list of
5,000
other
times
trending
or
audios.
less, that
On
means
those
it
trending
still
audios,
has
there's
the
a little
potential to
part
go
where
up
you
a
can
lot
save
more,
it,
Okay.
and
and
it'll
so
probably get pushed out
just
more.
See, my
save those
account's
trending
new.
audios.
I set up a
And we'll
business
talk a ton
one.
more about
So I
that
only have
next
like
week
70
with,
followers, but I just
with
started it.
reels. Perfect. And
And
everything, but
it
the little
hasn't
up
given
arrow,
me
if
the
you can find
trending
a trending
audio
audio that's
option.
used
So maybe it will
5,000 times or
eventually.
less,
It's a
that
creator
means
account.
it
And it is a
still
creator
has the
account.
potential to go up a
That's
lot more,
interesting.
and it'll
I don't
probably get
know.
pushed
We'll
out
have to
more.
look into that.
See, my
That's a good
account's
question.
new.
I don't have
like 70 followers.
I
I
set up a
started
business
it.
Okay,
So I
maybe
only
if you
have
get to
like
100, I don't
70
know.
followers,
Let's
but I
find
just
out what
started it.
happens. Perfect.
And
Sorry.
it hasn't given me the trending audio
Hi,
option.
Fred.
So maybe it will eventually.
This has
It's
been
a
great.
creator
I feel
account.
like my
And it is a
question
creator
is
account.
more
That's
specific
interesting.
to me,
I
but I
don't
feel
know.
like it would
We'll have to
be
look into that.
that. That's a good
Great to
question.
But I
hear
only
from
have
you.
like
So I
70
feel like
followers. I started it, so.
Okay,
I am
maybe you have to
in
get
a
to
phase in
100.
my
I don't
business.
know.
I
Let's
have a
let's find out what
team,
happens.
But I also have my
Sorry.
coaching course that I'm in my launch phase
Hi,
for.
hi, Fred.
So my Instagram account
this
is
has been
so
great. I feel
scattered,
like
and it
my
like
question
makes me
is
sick because I just can't
more
focus
specific
to
to
me.
me,
But I
talk
feel like it
about
would be many
great
things,
to
and then
hear
I
from you.
post
So I
about
feel
my
like
kids a lot. I feel like it's really,
I
really
am
hurting my
in a phase in my
algorithm.
business. I have a
So I
team,
feel like I
but
probably
I
just really need to focus
have
on
my
my
coaching
realtor
course that I'm
audience.
in my
And I was
launch phase
curious
for.
how you've managed
So
that
my
because
Instagram
my
account is
guess,
so
and I would love for you to
scattered, and it like
clarify.
makes me sick.
My
'cause I just
assumption is you
can't
started
focus
building
'cause I
your
like talk
account
about for
many
real
things,
estate
and then I
leads,
post
but
about
now
my
I feel like
kids
you
a
have a
lot.
lot
I
of
feel like it's
realtors
really,
following you,
really
and you're
hurting my
speaking to two
algorithm.
different audiences.
So I feel like
I'm just curious how you're
really need to
handling
focus
that
on
and
my
what your
realtor
perspective
audience.
is.
And I was
I'm
curious
not really
how you've
passionate.
managed that
I should
because
be
my
growing my
guess, and I would
Instagram
love
for
for you
my
to
local
clarify, my
reach and
assumption
buyers
is
and
you
sellers,
started
and it's
building
just
your
not
account
for
what
real
I'm really
estate
working on
leads,
right
but
now.
now
So
I feel like
you
you
have
have a lot of realtors following you and you're speaking to two different audiences.
Like the online
I'm just curious how
creator
you're
kind of,
handling
like,
that and what your perspective
focus,
is.
but
I'm
not
not
really
really trying to wade
passionate.
through that.
I'm
I
like,
should
should I never
be
post about
growing
my
my
kids
Instagram
anymore?
for my local.
Should
I
I
love the
reach and
posts
buyers and
about your
sellers, and
kids.
it's
They're
just
so
not
cute.
everybody loves
what
them.
I'm really working on right now. So I feel like I kind of need to let
So yeah,
a lot of that
so
go
it's not
and
just the
go
kids
more
thing, it's
all
more
in
like
and,
a
like,
bigger
the
picture, but
online
I'm curious
creator
how
kind of,
you're
like,
managing two different audiences.
focus,
And maybe you
but
have a lot
I
of
think I'm just trying to
audiences
wade
because
through
of that,
how
and I'm
big
like,
your
should I never
following is,
post
but, like,
about my
what your
kids
thought
anymore?
process is with that.
Should
I
I?
love the
So
posts
I'm
about
glad
your kids.
we're
They're
diving
I
into
so
this
know
too,
everybody
because
loves them.
I feel like just this
So yeah,
year
so
is
it's
when
not
I
just the
started
kids
talking
thing,
to
it's
two
more of like a
audiences.
bigger
I
picture,
feel like
but
for
I'm
a long
curious how
time I
you're
haven't been talking
managing
to
two
two
different
audiences. So for
audiences.
me,
And maybe
it's
you have a
actually
lot
been
of
super
audiences
uncomfortable
because of how big your
and it's
following
been
is,
a
but like what your
really,
thought
like,
process
it's
is with
been
that.
Okay, so I'm glad
I guess,
we're
you know, like,
diving
when
into this
they
too,
say, like,
because every time like
I
you grow, like I feel like I'm
feel
growing.
like just
And
this
so I've
year
actually
is when I
lost
started talking to
a
two
lot more
audiences. I feel like for a long time
and
I haven't been talking to
gained
two
as
audiences.
many
So for
followers
me, it's
this
actually
year
been super
since I've been
uncomfortable.
talking to two
And
audiences.
it's been a
That's interesting.
really, like,
I'm
it's
actually
been
okay with it, and I kind of
I
went
guess, you know,
into
like,
it
when
knowing
they
that
say, like,
because
every time, like, you're
a
growing,
couple
like, I
different
feel like
things.
I'm number
Growing.
one, and so
Mhm.
I
I've
want
actually
to expand my
lost
referral
a
network,
lot more followers,
like, that is one
and
of
I
my big
haven't
goals this
gained
year, where I'm
as
like,
many
okay,
followers
I
this
want to
year
expand my
since
referral
I've been
network
talking to
big
two
time. So I
audiences.
want to talk to
But
more agents.
I'm actually
And I've been
okay
doing a
with
lot
it,
more
and
coaching
I kind of
and,
went
you know,
into it
agents
knowing that
partnering and all that kind of stuff.
because
Like,
a
to
couple of different
me,
things.
I
Number
see
one,
a ton
I
of
want
value
to
in that.
expand my referral
However,
network.
I do
Like
still
that is
want
one of my big
people
goals this
reaching
year
out
where I'm
that
like,
are thinking
okay,
about moving
I want to
here to
expand my
Utah
referral network
because
big time. So I want to talk
it's
to more
a
agents.
free lead source. Like, you know what I
And
mean?
I've been
So
doing a lot more coaching.
I kind of
and
go back
you know,
and
agents
forth
partnering
and
and all that
talking
kind
to
of
both.
stuff.
Like,
And
to
I know people
me,
say you have to
I
niche,
see a ton of
niche way
value
down,
in that.
but I
However,
also,
I do
again, this is
still
just my
want
own take
people
on it.
reaching
I
out that
feel
are
like
thinking about moving
people
here to Utah
that are looking to buy and
because
sell,
when they see
it's a
that
free
you're
lead source. Like, you know what I
helping
mean?
and
So
coaching and talking
I
to other
kind of
agents
go back
too,
and forth
to
and
me that
talking to
gives the
both.
like,
And I know
well,
people say you have to
she must
niche,
like know what she's
niche way
doing kind
down,
of, if
but I also
she's actually, you know,
again,
this is
able
just my own
to
take on it,
help other
I
people
feel
as
like
well. And so
people to me
that are
if
looking
I were
to
looking
buy
to
and
buy or
sell,
sell, when they
I
see
want
that
somebody
you're
who
helping and
like
coaching and
knows
talking to other
how to
agents
coach
too,
and train other people
to me
how to
that
do it
gives
too.
the
So,
like, oh, well, I don't know.
she
And
must like know
I'm
what
kind
she's
of
doing
treading in
kind
this
of
new
if
environment
she's
too,
you know,
and I know my
able
account
to
would
help
or
other people
I
as
shouldn't say
well.
would.
And so to
Has
me,
grown
if I were
a
looking to
lot
buy or
faster
sell, I want
just
somebody
by
who
speaking to the
like
one audience
knows
if that
how
makes
to
sense.
coach and train
So,
other
Yeah.
people how to do it
I
too.
like I
So
told my husband actually in the
I
beginning of the
don't
year, I was
know.
like,
And
you know what?
if I
I'm
lose
kind of treading in
70,000
this
followers
new
this year because I'm
environment
gonna
too,
do
and I
both,
know my
I'm okay with
account
that because
would. I
or
actually have
I
way
shouldn't
more
say would,
agents that are
has
same thing as
grown
you,
a lot
buying the
faster
courses just by
and,
speaking
you know,
to the
doing
one
all those
audience,
different things
if
where
that
I'm like,
makes sense.
that's a
So,
Yeah.
whole nother
but I
revenue
told my
stream
husband actually in the beginning of the
that,
year, I was like,
you
I
know
know
what,
a lot
if
of
I
ladies
lose
in our
70,000
you know,
followers
our
this year
group have
because
been
I'm gonna
doing,
do both,
and I'm watching
okay
them
with
going
that
like,
because
what?
I actually
Like,
have
you
way
just
more
made
agents
how
that
much
are
by selling
same
this
thing
course
as
that you
you,
created
buying the
once
courses
and
are
and
selling over and
you know,
it's
doing all those
genius.
different things
And
where I'm like, for
that's
any
a
of us
whole
on here
nother
that has that
revenue
kind of
stream
knowledge
that
to
I
have
know a lot of
something
ladies
that
in
you can
our,
sell,
you know, our
people are
group
willing
have been
to
doing.
and I'm
willing,
watching
and
them going
I'm
like,
honestly, I'm willing to pay that
like,
too.
you
can
just
teach
made
me how to do a
how much
Facebook
by
group.
selling
You can
this
teach
course
me
that
how
you
to,
created once,
you know, do
and
Pinterest
or
instead of
selling
like
over
it's
going online.
genius.
I'd
And
rather spend
for
the
any of
$100 or
us
a few
on
hundred
here
dollars
that has
just
that
to
kind of
learn from
knowledge
the expert
to
of like,
teach me how to do this. Like
that you can
just
sell.
show me.
People are willing
So
to.
that was kind of a
People
long
are willing,
answer,
and
but
I honestly,
Cool.
I'm willing to pay that too.
Yeah.
If you can
It's
teach me how to do a
helpful
Facebook
perspective.
group, if you can teach me
Yeah.
how to, you know,
I'll be curious what ends up happening
Pinterest
with
instead
yours
of like
and
going
how that
online.
all,
I'd rather spend
how
the
that all ends up
$100 or a
going.
few $100
Yeah,
just
I do think
to
I need to
learn
focus
from
a
the
little bit
expert of
more.
like, teach me how
Are
to
you you
do
gonna
this? Like,
talk
I-
in one of the other
just show
sessions
me.
about increasing
So,
story
that was kind
views?
of a long
'Cause I feel like
answer,
my
but-
story views have
Cool.
they've kind of
Yeah.
stagnated
That's
for a long
helpful
time.
perspective.
And I'm wondering if you're
I'll
experiencing
be
that as
curious
well.
what ends up
Let's
happening
just
with
talk about
yours
it now.
and
How
how
that
that
all,
oh my gosh, sorry,
you know,
sorry.
how that all
If
ends
you
up
guys
going.
have to leave, this is
Yeah,
still being
I do think I
recorded,
need
so
to
I'll
focus
send
a
this
little
out to
bit
you.
more. Are you gonna talk
I know,
in
but
one
I
of the
always
other
like
sessions
going along
about
too, like,
increasing
there's so
story
many.
views? 'Cause I feel like my story
My
views
story views have
not,
been
they've kind of
down
stagnated
quite a
for a
bit
long
too,
time.
but it is
And I'm
interesting.
wondering if
So
you're
talking
experiencing
to
that
other
as well.
creators who
Let's just
are
talk
in
about
our
it now.
same
How-
sort of
okay.
space. Oh my gosh,
I know
sorry,
one of
sorry.
the,
If you guys have to leave, this is still being recorded,
one of
so
the
I'll
ladies
send this
that's
out to
here
you.
in Utah,
She actually
I know, but I
does.
always like
She
going along
manages
too, like,
a lot of the
there's so many
builders' accounts here, and
my
she
story
has
views
a
have
huge
been
account
down
that's like
quite a
I
bit
don't know,
too,
160,000
but it is
followers. So here in
talking to
Utah,
other
and like I said, she does
who
venture
are-
in our
I was
same
talking to
sort
her
of
recently,
space.
and I'm like,
I
hey,
know one of
how,
the
like, what are your story views like? And she goes, I'm
one of the
lucky
ladies that's
get
here in
1,000
Utah,
story
she
views,
actually does
a day.
she manages
And I have
a
big
lot of the
accounts.
builders
on
accounts
big
here,
accounts,
and
right?
she has
Then
a
you have
huge
somebody
account
like
that's like
Kelly
I don't know,
Ladwig,
160,000
followers,
her home on a
here in
Nashville
Utah,
hill,
and like I said,
she's
she
in
does
our
a bunch
group.
of.
She was one of the first accounts that I started
how-
following
like,
because
what are
I'm
your
like,
story views
I
like? And she goes,
love
like,
I'm
I love
lucky
what
if I
she
get a
posts.
1,000 story
She
views
gets like
20
a day,
thousand.
and I was
On big
story
accounts.
views
on
a
big
day.
accounts, right?
And
Then you have
but
somebody like
she
Kelly
said,
Ladwig,
like she
for
had
any
some
of
work
you
done
who
on
know
her
her
face
home
and
on a
stuff, and she
Nashville
was
hill.
very public about
She's
that.
in our group,
And
she was one of the
she's
first
like,
accounts
as soon
that
as
I
I
started
started
following
like
because I'm like
pulling back the
I
curtain and like,
love,
here, let me show you
I
what I
love
did
what
for my
she posts.
facelift, right?
She
Then
gets, like,
all of a sudden people were like,
20,000
what? And her
story
story
views
views just
a day
skyrocketed, and now
but
she's like, I
she
feel like
said,
she's kind of still like she had some work
on
done
that,
on her face and stuff, and she was
kind of
very
riding
public
that
about that,
wave, if you will.
and
But
she's like,
I feel
as
like
soon
my
as I
story
started
views, I
like
get
pulling back the
not
curtain,
that
like
many.
here, let me show you
You
what
know,
I did for my
1,000,
facelift, right?
and I
Then
have,
all
you
of a
know,
sudden people
a
were
lot
like,
of followers too.
what? And her story views just
So maybe my 300 or
skyrocketed,
400
and
story
now
views
she's
for
like, I feel like
5,000
she's kind of
followers isn't
still
that bad.
that
It just
good.
needs to be a lot more.
kind of riding that
So,
wave, if you will.
yeah,
And
okay.
but yeah, I
like my
have
story
heard. Have
views,
you heard
I
going
get
live helps your
not
story
that
views?
many.
Like, you know,
No, but that makes
1,000,
sense.
and I have
Okay,
you know,
I feel like
a
that's
lot
like a
of followers
5-year-old
too.
trend
But,
that I discarded.
so
Maybe
maybe
my
to
300 or 400 story views for
you know what I
5,000
mean?
followers
Yes.
isn't
So
that
I'm
bad.
actually
It just needs
coaching
to be
this
a lot
one
more.
person that's in a totally
So,
different space.
yeah,
And
okay.
she's in like lifestyle and fitness.
Have you heard going live
She
helps your
goes
story
live
views?
a couple of times a
No,
week.
but that makes
Her
sense.
account
Okay,
is like
I feel like that's like a 5-year-old
exponentially
trend
growing.
that
And we were
I
having this
discarded,
conversation
but
the
need
other
to
day, and I'm like, you are killing it
reconsider.
going live.
You know what
I
I
can't
mean?
believe it. Because what
Yes.
happens when
So
you go
I'm
live
actually coaching
is
this
one
your-
person that's in a
your,
totally different space.
store, it
She's
pops
in
up
like
like
lifestyle and
everybody's
fitness
account,
like you know,
she
Tina's
goes
going
live
live
a
right
couple
now,
of
and so then
times a
people
week.
click on it to like,
How
is
what
like
is she saying, right? And then even if they
exponentially
click
growing.
off,
And we were having
they're
this conversation the other day, and I'm like,
on your
you are
story,
killing it
and
going
then
live. I
it
can't
gets
believe it. Because
pushed
what
out to more
happens when you
people.
go
So
live
that's
is
something
your
I've heard is
your
if you go live,
store
that
it
your
pops up on
stories will get a lot
everybody's
more
account.
engagement.
Like,
Have I done
you
it
know,
often?
Tina's going live
No.
right
Should
now, and
I?
so then people
Yes.
click on it to like, oh, well, what is she saying, right?
All right,
And
I
then
love it.
even
I'll
if they
release the
click
mic.
off,
Thank you all. Glad to
they're
be here.
still like that on
Courtney,
your
do you have any
story, and then
questions?
it gets pushed out to more people. So
No,
that's
no,
something
not
I've
really.
heard
It's
is
all
if you
been
go
super
live,
helpful.
that your
good.
stories will get a lot more
We're
engagement.
just
Have I done it often?
so I work on a
No. Should
team.
I? Yes.
With my mom.
All right, I love it.
And
I'll release the mic. Thank you
she's
all.
holding
Glad
my
to be here.
baby.
like that.
Oh, Courtney, do you have any questions?
Yes.
No, not really. It's
And
all been
so
super
I guess
helpful.
it's more
But
like
we're
we have
just
several voices,
so I
so I
work
guess
on a
that's kind
team.
of more
Okay.
difficult.
With my mom.
But she's holding my baby. Like I'm kind of the one that's going to just take it over and do it all.
Awesome.
And so
Well, and
I guess
I
it's
think
more
that's great. Like even when you're thinking
like
like,
we
okay,
have
how do I
several
blend this?
voices,
Even like Heather,
so I
you're a
guess that's
husband
kind
wife
of
team
more
too.
difficult.
Of like, okay, well, how do I, you know, mom and
but,
daughter, husband, wife, like how do you make
like
it?
I'm kind of
honestly,
the one
I
that's
think
going
if
to just
one
take it over
person,
and
even if I don't
do it
know,
all.
like if you're the
Awesome.
voice of it, or
Well, and
you're
I
kind of
think-
like
I
the
think that's
spokesman
great. Like
of
even
it,
when you're thinking
I
like, okay,
think
how do
a
I
lot
blend
of
this? Even like
times,
Heather, you're a
'cause
husband
people
wife
will
team
resonate,
too.
you know,
Of
will
like,
resonate
okay,
with
well,
one
how do
more
I,
or the
you know,
other.
but
Mom
I'm
and
sure it can
daughter,
work either way.
husband, wife,
That'll be
like
interesting
how
to
do
see
you
how that
make
goes.
it? I honestly, I think if
We'll
one
see.
person,
Cool.
even if
All
I don't know,
right.
like if you're the
Any
voice
other
of it,
Mariah,
or
do
you're
you-
kind of like
do you
the
still feel
spokesman
like
of it.
I feel like you're
think
one
a
of
lot
the only
times,
people that I
'cause
see
people will
still
resonate,
posting
you know,
like
they'll resonate
just
with one
static
more or the other, but I'm
posts.
sure it could work either
like
way.
so many
That'll be
people, it's
interesting to see
all
how that
about the
goes.
reels. And then everyone's saying
Yeah.
like leave your
Cool.
hook in
All
your reel
right.
cover.
Any
But
other
then
questions?
it's making
do you
everything
still
look
feel
so
like-
messy. I don't know. And
feel
you
like
kind
you're
of are
one of
going
the
the
only
opposite
people
way that I see still
Is it
posting
like is it
just
working well? Do you
static
feel like those static posts
like
do,
so many
like,
people, it's all about the
contribute?
reel.
My
and
static posts
and then
a lot
everyone's
of
saying
times
like
do
leave
better than my
your
reels.
hook in your
Okay.
reel cover.
And I do think it's
but then it's
exactly what you're
making
saying.
everything look
There's
so
some people
messy.
that show
I don't
up
know.
that
And
they
you
don't
kind of are going
want
the
to look at a
opposite
video.
way.
Like there's a lot of people that do want to
Is
look at a
it
video, but there's a lot of
is it
people that are
working
like,
well?
I
Do you
just wanna
feel
see a
like
pretty
those
picture
static
today. Like,
like, let me just scroll through and see the pretty picture. My stats, so a lot of times do better than my reels.
Okay.
And I do think it's exactly what you're saying of people scrolling through it, and like the analytics will show that now too.
Look at a video.
And that's why I
a lot of
keep
people
doing
that
it.
do
And
want to
for
look at a
me,
video,
as
but there's a lot of
like,
people that are like,
as a
I just
viewer
wanna see a
too,
pretty picture today. Like,
I
let me just
like seeing
scroll through and
pictures
see the
still.
pretty
Like,
picture.
I like
And
seeing that.
so
So a lot
I'm
of mine
posting what
will
I
have
like, and
even if it
thousands,
doesn't,
thousands of hours of watch
you know,
time of people
even if I'm
scrolling
not
through,
getting
and like the
as
analytics
many
will show that
followers
now
or as
too.
many
And that's why
views or
I
whatever,
keep doing it. And for
I
me
don't know.
as a,
I'm okay with it because
as a
I
viewer
think,
too,
I like seeing pictures.
a lot of
still.
it trends
I
too.
like
And
seeing
so,
that.
like
So
you said, there's a
I'm
lot of
posting
accounts that
what
look
I
kind of
like,
messy,
and
but they're
even if
still
it
just
doesn't
going gangbusters. And a
you
lot
know,
of those,
even if
it's
I'm not
because of
getting
the
as
reels
many
and because of
followers
those
or as
automations
many
that we'll talk
views or
about, like
whatever,
ManyChat.
I don't know.
If
I'm okay with
other
it because
homework
I think
is if you haven't set up ManyChat, you might
a
want
lot of
to
it
look
trends
into
too,
ManyChat.
and
So, like
I'm
you
gonna
said,
show
there's a
you
lot
how
of
to
accounts that look
connect
kind of
all that
messy,
and
but
do all of
they're
it,
still
in
just
week 3.
going gangbusters. And a lot of
But
those,
that
it's
is
because of the
something
reels and because of those automations
it
that we'll talk
automatically
about, like
posts.
ManyChat. Then all of a sudden the
If
algorithm's like, oh my gosh,
other
and somebody else
homework
commented, and then
is-
you commented.
if you
and then
haven't
somebody
set up
commented, and then
ManyChat, you
so
might
then it's
want
like
to look
pushing that
into
content
ManyChat
out quicker.
I'm gonna show you
Whereas
how to
on a
connect
post,
all that and
and
do
you
all of
can,
it.
I
in
just
week
haven't
3.
done that much, like on the post.
But
Like, hey,
that is
drop a comment if
something
this, or drop a
because
whatever. It automatically
if
posts.
you love
then all of a
this,
sudden the algorithm's like, oh my
whatever
gosh,
it is,
and somebody else commented, and then you commented,
and I
and then
should do
somebody
that on my
commented,
post,
and
'cause
then
you can do
so then
ManyChat
it's like
for
pushing
reels
that content
for posts
out
as well.
quicker. Whereas
But
on a post,
that's
and
good.
you
Is that
can.
another app?
I just haven't done that.
You know what
much, like on the
ManyChat
post,
is?
like,
It's
hey,
basically
drop a
like
comment
an
if this,
AI bot,
or drop
is
a
what it is.
whatever if
And
you love. You can try it
this
for whatever it is,
free,
for like at
and I
least a
should do
month.
that on my post because you can do ManyChat for
But
reels
I would
and
maybe
for posts as
actually
well.
maybe you can look
But
into it, but don't do
Is
it
that
yet. I mean,
another
if
app?
you already are
You know what
ready to go,
ManyChat
great.
It's
But
basically
if
like
not,
an AI
then
bot is what it is.
like I want you to like hit the ground
And
running
you
and
can
not
try it
like
for
waste your 30 days.
I think
Free
for like
if
at
you're
least
like,
a
oh, I
month.
don't know how to use it, or I don't know how to post it, because
but
I'll
I
show
would
you how to
maybe
do all of it.
actually,
if you don't know how to do.
maybe you can look
raise your
into
hand
it,
if
but
you
don't do
have
it yet.
ManyChat yet.
If you already are
on ready to go, great. But if not,
do you guys,
then
Courtney, do you use it, or April, do you
like
use
I want
it?
you to like
has
hit
it-
the ground running and not like
I
waste
haven't
your
used
30
it yet.
days.
I just got it after
Free
you
if you're like,
said
oh,
to
I
get
don't know
it,
how to use it, or I don't know how to post it, because
after
I'll
the
show you how to do
other
all of it
thing
if
that
you
we
don't
did.
know how to do.
Okay,
Raise your
cool.
hand if you
April, do you
have
use yours much?
ManyChat yet.
I've used it, but I mean,
Okay.
I haven't gotten anything that's like
Okay.
trending enough
Do you
to
guys,
actually
Courtney,
get
do you
a
use
lot
it, or April, do
of
you
traction.
use it? Like, has
So
it?
that's what I'm.
Okay.
I haven't
cool.
used it yet. I just got
Tina,
it
you're gonna
after
want
you
ManyChat
said to get
for
it.
your course. I am
After the
excited for you on
other
this
thing
one.
that we did.
I'm like,
Okay,
why don't I have
cool.
it yet? But
April,
I'd
do you
love
use
to
yours
use your
much?
Yeah,
affiliate link.
I've used
so
it,
send
but
to
I
me.
mean, I haven't
Or I'll
gotten
get it from you
anything
next
that's
week.
like.
Is
I
that
actually
trending
don't. I
to
actually don't even
get
know if I
a
have an
lot
affiliate link
of
for it.
traction.
I should.
So
I should
that's
find
what-
one. Okay. Cool.
And that's the thing too.
Tina, you're gonna want
Affiliate
ManyChat
links. I
for
mean,
your
we should have another
course.
class
I am
about that,
excited for you
because
on this
I'm telling
one.
you, there are so
I'm like,
many
why don't I
things
have
that
it
you're
yet?
like,
But I'd
oh, I can
love
earn
to
an
use your
extra
affiliate
10 bucks
link,
here,
so
$5
send
here,
it to
20
me.
bucks here.
Or I'll get it from you
Like,
next week. Is
I
that
actually
next?
don't. I actually don't even
ManyChat
know if I have
for
an
your
affiliate link
course.
for it.
I
That's gonna be
should. I
so
should
good,
find
and then you
one,
won't
and
have to
that's the thing too.
every time like
Here, check
affiliate
your
links.
DMs.
I mean,
Oh,
we
let
should
me
have
send
another
that
class
to you.
about that.
That's
Because
so
I'm
time-consuming,
telling you, there are
right?
so many
You're
things
gonna
that you're like, oh,
love
I can earn an
ManyChat.
extra 10 bucks here.
Yeah, and
5
can I
bucks
just say
here,
it's like
20
a
bucks
funny
here.
testimonial to that? I
Like,
finally
but
had
yes,
a carousel
ManyChat
go
for your
viral
course.
wouldn't be
That's gonna be so good.
the
and then
right
you
word,
won't
but it
have
did
to,
really, really well. And
every
I
time
didn't
like,
think it would.
here,
And then I
check your
hadn't set
DMs.
ManyChat
Oh,
up,
let
so then
me
I
send that
had
to
to
you.
DM everybody.
That's so
And
time consuming.
what I realized
right?
is
You're gonna
there's such a lost
love
opportunity because
ManyChat.
ManyChat, you get the
And
link.
yeah,
and
can I
you
just
get
say
the
it's like a
instant
funny
gratification to
testimonial to
that.
that?
I finally
And what
had a
happened was
carousel
when
go
people
viral
for
would
me
be
to DM them later,
the right word, but it did really, really well.
on
And I
them
didn't
signing
think
up
it
for my
would. And then I
freebie.
hadn't set
So it was
ManyChat up, so
so
then
to
I had to
see
DM everybody.
a carousel
And
post do
what
really
I
well, 'cause
realized
also
is
was
there's
like,
such
oh,
a lost
reels are the
opportunity
only
because
way.
ManyChat, you get the link immediately. You get the
They're
instant
such a good way to
gratification.
grow, but
Yes.
And what
I
happened
just took
was
a risk
when
of doing.
people
It's funny. I did
waited
a
for me to DM them
about
later.
one of
the
my favorite
conversion
tactics
rate was
to
really
teach,
low on
and
them signing up for
it
my
got no
freebie.
engagement right
So
away,
it was
and I wanted to
so
take it down. I actually felt
a
ill.
carousel
And then I
post
woke
do
up the
really
next
well, 'cause
morning
I
and
also
had like
was like,
40
oh, reels
comments
are the
of people
only
who wanted
way.
the freebie.
And
Totally.
And
They're
that's when I
such
was
a
like,
good
I
way to
can't believe I don't
grow,
have
but
ManyChat
I
by
just
now. took a risk of doing. It's
That
funny. I did a
is
carousel
so
post about
awesome.
one of my
Yeah,
favorite
but like
tactics to
carousels
teach,
definitely are not
and
dead. So
it
that
got
was
no
one of my,
engagement
like,
right away, and I
big,
wanted to
like,
take
aha
it down. I
moments in the
actually
last
felt
month.
ill,
Yeah.
and it
And then I
really
woke up the
brought
next
my
morning and it
engagement
had
up
like
over all
40
of my
comments.
accounts. It was
of
really
people who wanted the
interesting.
freebie.
And that's
So-
when I was like, I can't believe I don't have
Yeah.
many chat by
See,
now.
that's one of those things that I have not
is
used,
so
and I'm like, oh,
awesome.
I should,
Yeah,
like, I
but,
see
like,
people do
carousels
that, I'm like, I
definitely are
should
not
do
dead.
that.
So that
But
was
it's like,
one of my,
I
like,
guess maybe
big,
out of
like,
my
aha
comfort zone or
moments in the
wheelhouse right
last
now, where I'm
month.
like,
Yeah.
okay,
And it
I just
really
need to do it
brought
on
my
Canva,
engagement
right?
up overall
And
in my account. It was really
that's
interesting.
awesome. Laura, did you
It
have a
was
question?
ugly too. It was ugly on
Oh,
Canva. It didn't even
yeah.
look good when I
See,
posted
that's
it.
one of
but
those
it-
things that I
the
have
content
not
was
used,
good, which is what
and
people
I'm
really
like,
care
oh,
about.
I should, like, I
Yes.
see
Now
people
I'm
do that. I'm
curious,
like,
what
I
was it
should do
about?
that. but
my
it's like,
Facebook
I guess maybe out of my
strategy for
comfort
building
zone or wheelhouse
groups
right now, where
to-
I'm like,
as a lead
okay, I just need
generation
to do
funnel.
it on Canva,
Oh,
right?
no,
And
I'll
I'm
just
gonna
forward
drop
you-
in there and I'm
Lord,
gonna
it was
comment
ugly
back.
too. It was ugly.
Yeah,
on Canva. It
I'll
didn't
forward
even
you
look
the-
good when
well,
I
then I'm
posted
gonna have
it,
to
but
DM you, but I will.
the content was good, which is what people really care about.
This is
Now I'm
actually
curious,
something
what was
Facebook
it about?
groups was something that was
My
brought up at the
Facebook
conference. There was a
strategy
lady that
for
was
building
talking, she's
groups
in Colorado
as a lead
Springs.
generation funnel.
She's like,
I wanna
she
learn more about
manages
that.
like,
I'll
I'm
just
gonna
forward
drop
you
in there and I'm
the-
gonna comment
The
guide.
number of leads
Yeah,
that she
I'll
gets
forward
from
you the.
Facebook
Well, then I'm
groups,
gonna
I
have
was
to
like,
DM you, but I will.
This literally works for at like this is actually something Facebook
and how many
groups
years
was
did it
something that was
take
brought
for
up at the
Facebook groups
conference.
for
There
you
was a
to,
lady
like,
that was
I'm
talking,
sure it was a
she's
long
in
time, right?
Colorado
A couple
Springs.
years?
She's
Yeah, it's
like,
an interesting
she
story. It was just
manages,
a very short version, though. I had a very
lot of
small
Facebook
group that
groups. The
complemented my
number of
postcard
leads
driven
that she gets
farm,
from Facebook
and I
groups,
had
was like,
abandoned it because I was
this
managing a
literally
brokerage
works
for a few
at,
years.
like,
And then I
just
COVID when
and how
COVID started,
many
my
years did
group
it
just
take
started
for
growing
Facebook groups for
organically.
you to like?
And at
I'm
first
sure
I
it
was
a
just
long
like,
time,
wow, look
right?
at
A couple
that.
years.
And then finally I
Yeah, it's an
decided to like
interesting
do something
story. It was
about
just
it.
a very short
And
version.
then
I
I
had
run
a very
giveaways
small
in there
group
that
that
complemented my
postcard
postcard
driven
that other people donate, like
and I had
local
abandoned it
businesses,
because I was
and
managing a
created
brokerage for a
form,
few years,
and people give
and
me
then
their
I
information,
COVID
and I
when
have them
COVID
check a
started,
box
my
if they
group
want to
just
buy or
started
sell
growing
a house.
organically.
And
And
at
I
first I was
Genius.
just like, wow, look at
give the
that.
leads
And then
to my
finally I
team.
decided to like do something
It's-
about it.
It's a
And
little
then
bit
I run
technical,
giveaways in
but
there.
not
I give away
hard. It's
things
not rocket
that
science.
other people
It's just
donate, like local
it's
businesses. And I
consistency.
created a
But it's so
form,
effective. And my
and
group
people
isn't
give me
even
their
that big. There's
information,
8,000
and I have
people
them
in
check a
it,
box
which for a
if they want to
Facebook
buy or
group is
sell a
like
house.
good, but not.
And then I praise
Genius.
them
Okay.
and give the
And
leads to my team.
it's like
I could work it
it's
so
a
much
little bit
harder if I wanted
technical,
to,
but
but
not
the like the
hard.
basic things
It's
that
not
I
rocket
do.
science. It's just
We've
like
created like 10
it's
million in closed volume
consistency,
from the group in the last
but it's
2
so
years.
effective. And my group isn't even that big.
For my
There's
team,
8,000
that's
people
like
in it, which
definitely
for a Facebook
secondary
group is
to
like
our
good, but
referral
not
business, but
crazy.
it's like a
Okay.
legit
And
completely separate source
it's
from
like
my database.
I
which
could
was
work
really
it so
important
much
to me
harder if I wanted
to not have to just
but then
make it
like
rain
the basic
myself
things
forever
that
and
I
ever
do
with my own
we've created like
friendships, you
10
know what I
million in
mean?
closed volume
Yes.
from the group in
So
the
yeah,
last
Facebook
2
groups are
years.
amazing, and I
So
really want to start a
for my
moms
team
one
that's
like
like
specific, definitely
which
secondary
also
to
is
our
not
referral business. But
groundbreaking.
it's like
There are so many
a
moms groups,
legit,
but there's just always
completely
room for
separate
more
source
good
from my
groups
database,
on
which was really
Facebook.
important to me.
Yes.
Anyway,
To not have to just
I
make it rain
love
myself
that.
forever and ever
Actually,
with
it's
my
funny.
own
When I came home from this
friendships, you know what
conference,
I
I was
mean?
like, I need to start a
Yes.
Facebook
So yeah,
group.
Facebook groups
I
are
get
amazing,
online,
and I really
and
want to start a
apparently I
moms
started like
one,
3
like
of them, and
specific,
I've never
which
posted
also is
not
not
one thing, and it was like
groundbreaking. There are so many moms
2002,
groups, but there's just always
2003.
room
Like, I
for
was like,
more
oh, I
good
guess I've
groups
had this
on
idea
Facebook.
before, and I've done
Yes.
Anyway,
absolutely nothing with it. So I'm like,
love that.
this
Actually, it's
feels
funny.
like
When I
something
came home
needed
from
to
this
hear
conference,
today.
I was like,
Thank
I need
you.
to start a
That's
Facebook
awesome.
group.
I'm just gonna
Then I
leave
get
you and
online,
anyone else with
and
this. I
apparently
feel
I
like
started like
it
3
has
of
to be
them,
the
and I've
right
never
thing for
posted
you at the right
not
time,
one
or
thing,
the
and it
right
was like
person to help
2002,
do some of the
2003. Like, I was like, oh, I
scheduling.
guess I've
So
had this idea before, and I've done
someone as busy as you. I'm like,
absolutely
who can
nothing
help
with it.
you?
So I'm
Is
like,
there a VA or a
this
community
feels like
manager in your
something I
world?
needed to hear today. So
Because
thank you.
the strategy
That's
works.
awesome.
I'm just gonna leave
And
you
don't
and
even need
anyone
to do it
else with
yourself.
this.
I feel like
can log in
it has
as
to
you
be the
and
right
Oh my
thing
gosh.
for you at the
I'm writing
right
this down
time,
because
or the right
I
person
do
to
have a
help
VA now
do
that
some
I'm
of
like,
the
I'm
scheduling.
looking for
So
things to
I'm
give
someone
them.
as busy
Super
as you. I'm
busy,
like,
but
who
like,
can help
you know,
you?
sometimes
Is there
I'm
a
like,
VA or a
oh,
community
actually, that's
manager
a
in your
genius
world?
idea.
Because
Thank
the
you.
strategy works.
Sorry, very off
It's-
topic,
and you don't
but
even need to
I
do
do
it
get
yourself.
excited.
Because someone can
That's
log in as
So
you
just
and
Tina,
Oh my gosh.
schedule
I'm
for you.
writing
did you
this down
change your
because
Facebook
I
strategy
I
as
do
your
have a
group? Because
VA now
I have
that
a
I'm
group
like,
that has several
I'm
thousand
looking
in it.
for things
Yeah,
to give them.
I do.
Super
I
busy,
have
but
a-
like, you know, sometimes
I have
I'm
a
like,
guide
oh,
and a
I actually, that's a
short
genius
YouTube video
idea.
that's free
Thank
that
you.
you can watch.
Sorry,
I'll put it in
very
the
off
chat box
topic,
if you
but
open your
I
chat
do get
box. Do you
excited.
mind, Mariah? I'm not trying to
Oh my
So,
gosh. No,
Tina,
this is the best.
do you
I
change your
love this. And
Facebook
you want to
strategy
follow
as your
Tina's
group?
account
Because
too.
I
She's
have a
great.
group that has
You
several
want to
thousand
take
in
pictures
it.
of her kids too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do. I
Lots
have
I have a
Mariah, do you
guide
have
and a
template
short
for your
YouTube video
carousels?
that's
Because I
free
know that
that
the
you
templates
can
they
watch. I'll
have
put it in
on
the chat
my
box if you
mobile
open
have
your
music
chat
to
box.
them.
Do you mind, Mariah? I'm not trying to
Oh my
promote.
gosh, no, this
I-
is the
I actually
best.
never used the
I
carousel
love it.
before.
And you
I
want
mean,
to follow
I think I
Tina's
have
account too.
something
She's
in
great.
Instagram, but I
Oh,
pictures of
never
her kids too. Once created
Yeah.
a carousel post.
Lots of
So
kids.
you put music on
Mariah,
your
do you have
posts? Template for your carousels? Because I know
I
that the
don't put
templates they
music
have
on my posts,
mobile
but
have
I
music to 'em.
do put.
No, I don't.
What do I
actually
put?
never used a carousel
I put
before.
music
I
on
mean,
my
I think I
reels.
have something in Instagram,
put,
but
I put it on my
never
reels.
once
I'm
created a
gonna
carousel
see
post.
if I can
And
drop
you
this
put
in
music
here
on
too.
your posts?
This, oh no, that didn't work.
I don't put music on my posts, but I do.
Yay, everybody
put,
wants this from Tina. This is so
what do I
good, you
put?
guys. Thank you.
I put music on my reels.
Tina, this is awesome.
I put it on my reels.
I'm
Let's
gonna
see if this
see
link
if
works
I can
too.
drop this
This
in
is
here
something. This is
too.
what I created that
This-
have all
oh,
like
no,
the
that-
handouts of like the Instagram posts and the
Yay, everybody wants this from
cheat
Peanut.
sheet
This
and
is so
stuff.
good, you guys. Thank you.
I'll send it to you in an email as well, but
Peanut,
in
this
case
is
you're like,
awesome.
listening to this right now. If you
That'd be
click on
great.
it, see if
Let's
that
see
works.
if this
I don't
link
know.
works
If
too.
it
This is
does,
something, this is
awesome.
what I
If it
created that
doesn't,
have
let me
all
know.
like the handouts.
But you
of,
should
like,
be
the
able to click on
Instagram
those
posts
links
and
and
that
the,
should work, but I'll send it to you too.
And just
cheat sheet and
Instagram
stuff.
work, because I've told
I'll
folks
send
on
it to you in an
Facebook
email
because of
as
my
well,
age,
but
but
in
I'm
case you're
getting
like,
close
okay,
to
this right now.
60. And
That'd be great.
you know, they
See
say
if
that
that works. I don't
my
know.
people,
If
so to
it
speak,
does,
are not
awesome.
on
If it
Instagram.
doesn't, let me know.
But
But you should
I
be
feel
able
like
to
the
click on those
millennials,
links.
you know,
and
they're
it
on
should
Instagram.
work, but oh yeah, I'll
Your
send it to
people
you
are
too.
on
And
Instagram.
just Instagram
My
work, because I've told
audience
focus on
is
Facebook
like
because of my age, but
mostly
I'm getting close to
40
60.
to like
And,
65.
you know, they say
is
that,
like
okay, my people, so to speak, are
like
not
when
on
you look at like my
Instagram.
analytics, and it's mostly female.
But
So there are a
feel
lot
like
of
the
female, and
millennials,
I
you know,
actually
they're on
had,
Instagram.
I can't tell you how
Oh
many
yeah,
conversations
your people are on
with,
Instagram.
my audience is like the number of conversations
mostly
I've had of
40
people
to
that are
like
empty nesters,
65
or they're
is,
this
like,
or that. Like I
my
had this one lady reach out to
like,
me on
when you
Instagram,
look at, like,
and
my
it started
analytics,
with
then it's
a
mostly
conversation
female.
of like,
So there
yeah,
are a lot of
I'm in
and
Spokane,
I actually
Washington,
have had,
and
I
I
can't
have
tell you
a
how many
10,000 square foot
conversations
home.
with,
I'm looking to downsize to something smaller because my kids and grandkids
the
live
number
in
of
Utah.
conversations
I
I've
mean,
had
I've had
of
that story.
people that are,
I can't even tell
empty
you how many
nesters,
times.
or
So,
they're this or that.
like I had
they're
this
there.
one lady reach out to me on Instagram,
They're
and
there
it
for
started
people.
with a conversation of like,
like I
yeah,
said, I only have
I'm
like
in
70
Spokane,
people on my Instagram
Washington,
account.
and I have a
And,
10,000 square foot
you know, my
home. I'm
personal
looking
one, I
to
have thousands,
downsize
but
to
my
something smaller because
business
my
is
kids and
like,
grandkids live in
I
Utah.
started my business
I mean,
one because
I've
my
had that
personal
story.
one is all
I
my
can't
friends are
even
being
tell you how many
scandaled.
times. So,
So,
yep,
so I
they're
started my
there.
business one, and it's
They're
like,
there
you
for
think you
sure.
go for the oldies.
Yeah.
Like I say, I only
How
have
often
like
would you say
70
you're
people on
posting?
Instagram account. I'm competing against. You know,
Yeah.
my
How
personal
often
one, I
would you
have
say you're
thousands,
posting?
but my business is
Well,
like,
actually, the past,
I started my
I'm
business one
posting every
because my
day. I'm doing a
personal
reel
one
every
is
day,
all
and
my
I
friends
just
are
started
being
doing stories
scandaled.
last week.
So
Oh, good.
I'm not really.
Yep.
So I
So
started
I'm
my
doing
business
reels. I really
one,
haven't done a
and
lot of
it's like
posts. It's just really not
Okay.
going.
But if you
Yeah.
go to Utah Homes,
How
Laura,
often would you say
everyone's
you're
young
posting?
and cute. I'm competing against.
That's my.
Yeah. How often would you say you're posting?
But this has just been a huge
Well,
learning
actually,
curve
the
for me.
past.
A
I'm
lot of
posting every
time
day.
I
I'm doing a
took another
reel every
course,
day,
and
and I
it's
just
not
started
near
doing
as
stories
helpful
last
as
week.
just this
Oh,
one
good.
session. I'm not really.
Oh,
Well, I'm doing
good.
reels. I really
Okay,
haven't done
I'm
a
glad
lot
this
of
is helpful.
posts.
Okay.
But if you go to Utah Homes, Laura,
Honestly, I would just say give it
that's
time.
my.
Like just keep doing,
But
you
this
know,
has just been a
the
huge learning
trending
curve for
audio,
me.
the
A
like
lot of
all of
time
these
I took
different things
another
that we
course
talked
that was
about
not
today.
near as
Go
helpful
do an
as just
audit of
this
your
one
account.
session.
Make sure you've got a
Oh, good.
hashtag. Make sure
Okay,
like
I'm glad this
all
is
those
helpful.
little different things, your name, your location, good
Honestly,
profile
I
picture,
would just say
all those
give
different
it time.
things,
Like,
and
just
keep
and then
doing,
just
you know, keep showing up.
the
And I
trending
know,
audio,
like
the-
some people
the-
that I
like,
coach
all
too,
of
where
these
they're like,
different
Mariah,
things that
it's
we
not
talked
working,
about today,
but like they'll
go
step
do
on the
an
gas
audit
and then
of
they'll
your
pull off.
account,
So they'll
make
like
sure you've
go
got a
hard for a
hashtag,
week
make
and then
sure,
they do
like,
nothing
all
for
those little different
4 or 5
things,
days,
your
and then
name,
they'll
your
go hard for a
location,
week or 2
good
weeks,
profile
and then they
picture,
step off the gas.
all those
So
different things,
it's
and
honestly just like,
and then just
if
keep
you're going
showing
to
up,
commit
and
to
I
3 times a
don't-
week,
then
like
just
some people that I
keep going
coach
3 times a
too,
week.
where
If
they're
you're
like,
gonna
Mariah,
do
it's not working
every single
but, like
day,
they'll step on the
then
gas and then they'll pull off.
you know,
So they'll like go hard for a
whatever
week, and then they
happens,
do
make
nothing
sure that
for
post comes up,
4 or
you know what I
5
mean?
days, and then they'll
So,
go hard for a week or 2
And
weeks,
how do you know
and
when the
then
best
they
time to
step off the
post for
gas.
like
So
your
it's honestly
niches?
just like
Because, you know,
if you're going to commit to 3 times a
I mean,
week,
how do
then
you,
just
you
keep
just
going
chose
3
6
times a week.
o'clock
If
in
you're
the
going to
morning?
do every
But
single
when I go on
day,
my
then
Facebook, you
do,
know, my meta,
you
it
know,
says I should be posting like
whatever
at 9.
happens, make sure
great,
that
and
post
post
comes
at
up,
9.
you know what I mean?
Post at 9. So mine was pretty
And
much
how do you
like
know when the
straight
best
across.
time to post for
So
like your
mine showed like
niches?
on
Because,
YouTube,
you know,
mine's 3 o'clock in the
I mean, how do
afternoon on a
you
Sunday.
just chose 6
That's
o'clock in the
when
morning?
my viewers
But
are
when I
like,
go on my
that is the
Facebook, you know, my
peak.
meta, it says I should
Instagram
be
is pretty
posting like
flat.
at 9.
So it shows
Great,
that
and
every
post
so
at
I'm like,
9.
oh, okay,
Post
they're
at
up
9.
all the time.
Mine
Then people are
was pretty
wanting,
much like
so
straight
for me,
across.
I
am
mine
on my
showed like
Peloton at 6
like on
o'clock o'clock in the morning.
YouTube,
So
mine's
then
3
I
o'clock
can
in the
occasionally,
afternoon on a
like,
Sunday.
I'll check
That's
some of those
when
different
my
things and like
viewers
go
are
through, like, that is the peak.
You can see how
Instagram
well
is
I'm riding
pretty
my
flat.
Peloton
So
too.
it shows
Very
that- so I'm
leisurely.
like,
I'm
oh,
not
okay,
taking a
they're
class. I'm
all
just
the
like,
time, then people are
right?
wanting,
But it's a
so
good
for
30
me,
minutes, right?
I on my
So
Peloton
I
at
can
6 o'clock
respond
in
to
the
some of
morning,
those
so
things
then
because
I can
as soon as I'm done with
occasionally,
like my workout,
I'll
and all
check
of
some
that,
of those different
I
things
am
and like
driving
go through
carpool, helping kids, like doing all
You
that.
can see
And
how
then
well I'm riding
once I
my
get back to
Peloton
my
too.
office,
It's
then I
very
can,
leisurely. I am not taking a
you know,
class.
then
I'm
I
just
can
like
get back into it.
But then
Right?
I
But it's a
honestly,
good
I
30
don't even
minutes,
usually
right?
check Instagram until
So I
2:30
can
when I'm
respond to
waiting
some
for
of
my
those
kids in the
things
carpool
because
pickup
as
line.
soon as I'm done with like my workout and all of that,
So
I am driving
unless I get, like,
carpool,
messages
helping
or something.
kids, like doing
Okay.
all that. I
And
actually
then
have to hop
once
into
I get
another
back to
meeting
my
at
office, then
11:30.
I can,
So this has been
you know,
so good
then I
and
can
so
get
helpful.
back into
Tina,
it. But
thank you
then
for
I
dropping
honestly, I don't even usually check
that
Instagram
in there
until
too. And
2:30
if
when
you
I'm
guys
waiting
have
for my
any
kids in the car,
questions
we'll pick
along
up
the
mine
way
again.
of literally anything,
So,
just reach out to me
unless I get, like,
and
messages
I'm
or something.
happy to
Okay.
help, and I'm
I
happy
actually have to
to
hop
share
into
what I
another
know with
meeting
you.
at
And there's a
11:30.
lot of things
So
I don't
this has
know,
been
and there's a lot of
so
things
good
I haven't
and so
tried, but
helpful.
the things
Tina,
that I
thank you
have
for
tried,
dropping. I know that
that
you
in
know
there
a lot of
too.
these things work, and
And
I've
if
seen
you
them
guys have
work
any
from
questions along
accounts,
the
like I
way
said,
of
in the fitness industry,
literally
in the
anything,
general
just
contractor,
reach out to
like
me.
all these
And
different
I'm
industries, happy
the
to
people,
help,
Laura,
and I'm
that
happy
have
to
started,
with,
share what I
like,
know with you.
nothing,
And there's a lot of things I don't know, and there's a lot of things I
you know what I
haven't
mean?
tried,
So
but the things
it
that I
works,
have
and the
tried,
same thing. I know it works like for
I know
YouTube.
that,
You know, I just
a lot
started
of these
another
things work,
channel, and I've seen
in
them
November,
work from accounts,
and
like I said,
in the
like,
fitness industry.
you get it
in
going,
the general
and
contractor.
you don't have to
Like,
have a ton
all
of
these different
followers
industries
to
people,
have
Laura,
people
that have
reaching out to
started
you. I
with
only have
like 200 and
nothing,
something,
like,
and I've
back
probably
from
had,
zero. You know what I mean? So
I don't even
it
know,
works, and the same thing. I know it works like for YouTube. You know, I just started another
probably
channel
25
in November.
people that have reached out for my
and,
YouTube channel in St.
like,
George.
you get it going.
Like it says
and
November.
You don't have to have
And these
a
are
ton
people
of
that are like,
followers
I'm
to
looking for
have
this
people
really
reaching out to
specific
you.
thing,
I only have
and I just
200
refer
and
it all
something,
out to
and I've
my
probably
business partners
had
in
I don't
in
even
St.
know.
George.
So
And one last question about the QR code.
Probably
Do you use
25
Bitly? Where
people
do
that have
you
reached
get your
out for my
QR
YouTube
codes? Because
channel in
I would
St.
like to
George.
have one on my
Like it
banner.
says November.
Canva.
And these are
I
people
do
that
it
are
all
like,
in Canva.
I'm
It's
looking
free
for
in
this
Canva.
really
It's
specific
on the
thing,
side. You can
and
just
I just
type
refer it
in
all out
QR
to
code.
my business partners.
It'll
in,
pop up with QR codes,
in
and you
St.
can just
George.
link it
So-
right in
And
there as well.
one last question
Great
about
question.
the QR code. Do you
All
use
right, friends,
Bitly?
we will
Where
see you
do
next
get
week.
your
This
QR
was
codes? Because
great.
I would like to have
Thank
one
you.
on my
You're
banner.
so welcome. Thank
Canva.
you, thank you.
I
Same
do it
time
all
next
in
week.
Canva. It's
You're
free in
welcome.
Canva.
We'll see ya.
On the side, you can just type in